All right, and welcome to Randomvivor Rewind Season 7 Broadway. Today I have Britt, Sammo, and Niki with me, as well as Adelaide being my co-host here.
Why am I the second fit? Like I just got dumped there. Come on, where's the hype for me?
Yeah,
Yay, Adelaide!
It's also your first time being on the podcast. How do you feel about that?
My work hours are dog shit, but you know what? We got the two sexiest three-time players here. That's the important part.
Yeah, let's go.
Yay.
Let's go.
Zlock's currently crying in a corner.
It's okay. I stand by what Adelaide said. Adelaide is correct.
Slay.
The other three-time player will not be mentioned in this call.
You should have had us on for season 3. We would have had nothing to talk about. It would have been a great time.
No, we should not talk about season 3. Let's.
Trust me, the season 3 podcast episode is probably one of my favorites that we've done so far.
Let's keep moving.
Which is really funny considering the season itself. Oh gosh. All right, well, we're going to be covering season 7 Broadway. First off, how are you all doing today?
I'm
well.
tired. Valid. Me too.
Real. I had my violin class earlier today. I suck at violin, but you know what? We got through it.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, let's get started. So this season was a 20-person cast, 2 tribes of 10, and we had 4 returning players as captains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 2 of those players here right now.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. I never knew what to do as a captain, but I was
Returnees. Let's go.
Nikki,
I
I
don't
think
even
you know.
remember who the-
Nikki, I think you know this already, right? That you were actually not our first choice for a captain for the season.
I wasn't.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Come
Why did you
on.
break it to her like that? What the hell?
Live on a murder in front of everybody. All
Damn.
3 of our viewers.
You just told her that she was adopted, basically. Damn.
I'm gonna leave the studio now. My goodness.
Please don't.
Here's the crazy thing. I don't
I'm
remember.
so sorry, Nikki.
I don't remember who our first picks were, so Nikki, you're the important one here because you said yes.
Really, you don't remember the
Bitch,
second pick?
I was the first pick.
Well, in terms of like in the idea of like who
Who
said
our
no
fourth
to
captain
Nikki.
was, because we had
Oh.
one. We had one no immediately, and that was kind of.
I was gonna say y'all asked me like a
Disaster.
month and a half in advance.
Oh, I asked you specifically because I wanted to make that deal.
I had to clear out my schedule for this.
I made
Oh,
I
okay,
made a deal with Sammo.
preface.
No, literally, I have the DM. Hold on, let me pull
Yeah,
this
if you
up.
can find the DM, go for it.
Wait a minute, I have to pull
I
up the
think-
DM.
Okay. So
Because
here's my thought process. We had Sammo at this point twice before. First time, season 3. Season 3 was its own clusterfuck. I don't hold that one against her. Season 4.
Well, here's the thing. If we're talking like
Season 4,
People who
I
are-
was just completely fucked over. Honest, it was so fucking stupid.
It was
On
very
so
stupid. I
many
won't lie.
levels.
I won't lie. It was very stupid.
Yeah. Okay, like, we can get to it when we get to season 4, but it literally came down to like there are very 2 clear, obvious targets. They're both immune. What do you do? And through trying to like work with people to get threats out, that got Sammo eliminated. The fact that she got most robbed being a first boot, I've never
Yeah.
seen that happen to anybody before.
I
That's
have.
legendary. Well, you know what? In the corner with you. So because here's the thing, because our 4 captains were Zlox, who exists, Sammo, who I think got fucked over. Like when I came onto the hosting team, my seasons were literally I play normally, immediately a captain season, then a returnee season. So in my head, Random is like all about returning players getting a spotlight. So I was like, I think you had talked about. I don't know if you knew for certain that you wanted that season 7 to be a captain season.
So here's where this actually happened. So here's a fun fact for you. I came up with the idea of a Broadway season way back before season 3. And it was actually the one I really wanted us to get when we were still doing the wheel. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. That's also why season 3 is the captain season.
Adam Sandler.
So what ended up happening was when I was like, all right, we're getting to a point. I want to do a Broadway season before we're done. At this point, I already knew we were going to be done at 10, so it didn't really make a difference. I just knew, all right, we have X amount of seasons left. I want to make sure we do a Broadway season. I know this is around when season 5 was happening, so I know next season was the one where I'm stepping down so Adelaide and Emma can have fun, do whatever the fuck they want, which ended up becoming Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Play.
And then I was like, all right, so the next season I want after that is Broadway. And then I thought back to it because I forget, what did I call you guys when we first revealed you? I forget. But it was like that kind of idea. Let me go.
You just told me to be a captain. Asked me to be a captain.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like when we did the cast reveal, I called you guys something specific, and I forget what it is. I gotta go look.
Producers.
Producers? Yes. Okay, that was it. Yeah. I knew because back when I was thinking about the season for season 3, I really wanted that to be a captain season because I thought, Broadway producers, that could be kind of crazy. The idea of 4 captains came after, funny enough, I think it was after I saw Echo do it. Yeah. When I saw Echo do it over the summer, I thought, yeah, that's a cool idea. 4 captains. And then it just came down to who did I want to pick, and it ended up being, initially the idea was 2 people that I wanted to see come back that were not eligible for second chances due to specific reasons that I can't really get into. And then the other one was 3-time players. So kind of the same idea is they couldn't be on second chances, but I want to see them come back. So,
and just to add on that, I did find the DM. It was actually 2 months before the season started.
Yeah, I reached out to you really fucking early. I think you're
know.
probably the first captain I reached out to.
Oh, damn. It says...
I might have reached out to the one who said no, actually, like right after you, though.
That's funny.
But,
yeah, it's September 2nd. God damn. That's early as hell.
Yeah, like I said, I reached out to you really... As soon as we knew who we were asking for captains, I reached out to you immediately. Because I knew, with you could be playing in Oregon any fucking moment. I had to be quick.
True.
But yeah, so we made that deal. You got
I don't
on.
really find out my org playing. I just see when I like and apply. So
Honestly, that happens.
And then I think our other two producers, I think, were really interesting because even though she wasn't, I think you said it already, like during this, is that Niki, even though she wasn't her first choice, I think she still fits the bill of what we wanted, of someone who's like, her removal really wasn't her own choice.
Yeah.
They
No,
needed 2 advantages to get her out in season 6.
Yeah. No, agreed. No,
and then we had Anna who got idled out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
And then Zlox.
Zlox, who you have like an obsession with.
Okay, I just want to see Zlox do well. Okay, that's so bad. I just want to see a friend of mine actually make it to merge. Is that so bad?
Like, I don't mean this in the same sense, but you literally forced him to get Varnered. Like this, you fucked this dude personally. It's just
Who was
okay. In my defense,
the
he
other
was
captain?
not trying in that one. It was wait. What do you mean by the other captain?
on my
Anna
side?
was
I
last
don't even
captain.
remember.
Anna. It was Anna Zlox.
Anna.
Yeah.
oh shit, I didn't know Anna was another captain.
Yep.
That's crazy.
She,
I just
Dude,
remember
she got 10th this season.
Okay,
What do you
wait.
mean?
for
Kinda crazy.
context.
Okay,
for
but she
context for
only got
Sammo,
oh
she was not supposed to even make merge in season 5.
oh
Preston's
Yeah.
quitting avoided a convoluted plan to idle her out.
oh
Yeah.
Preston
Yeah.
quitting gave his idol to his number 1 ally, who at the merge vote then proceeded to idle out Anna. For honestly, no reason. It's a really weird decision to me.
ouch.
But yeah,
Hey.
You can go watch that on the season 5 podcast, which by now is up. So,
Yay.
Ross just
Crazy.
fully blowing himself there.
hey, I gotta plug this shit somehow. I'm spending all this time making it. It's gotta get some views.
Yeah. But honestly, I think a tradition, especially with Ross and I can't speak for the seasons prior, but seasons like 6 and forward, I think up until like 2 weeks before we're like, fuck, like nobody's applied. And then we keep topping ourselves with the, like, I think coming into the season, I think there's like a level of hype that I need to have. Because yes, I think that we have 3 incredible captains and Zlox.
I mean, to be fair, if I could go back, I would not have picked Zlox as my fourth
Don't
captain,
do
just
my
because he
man
wasn't.
slugs
Just
like
because he
that.
wasn't in it. He wasn't in it, and that was like the issue with it.
Yeah, but in
You
terms of
just-
like even like our
If he had told me
pre-merge,
I'm not going to be in it, I would have gone found another fourth. Like
I think our pre-merge going into this is hype because Lucy is someone who like, and we'll get into it when we get to season 9, is very close with Lorenzo from there and Libby from season 6. Like, okay, she's going to be fantastic. A lot of us are close with Dennis. I think Ross, you spoke really highly of Henry. Miju's app, or not
I
Henry,
didn't
Tyler.
speak. I didn't. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't speak highly of Henry.
Highly of
I
Tyler.
liked
Yeah,
Henry.
I spoke highly of Tyler. I played a speed
Yeah.
with him once. No, I
And
didn't. I played
Miju had an
other
incredible
ones,
app.
too.
Like, I think the apps this season were fucking top notch.
Me had such an incredible app, only to flame out so hard it hurts. Anyways,
How incredible of a fucking merge cast that we got. It was
Yeah.
insane, and it's hard not to talk about, and we'll get to them eventually.
Yeah.
I knew of Maxwell from like we were like friends of friends of friends through a different like internet show. Randomly followed me on Twitter. I don't know what I did to give off the impression that I was like cool, but he followed me.
Oh,
And
love
I was,
that.
and then like the reason that I was such a big fan of them was because he like helped put together my favorite piece of art of all time, or like some part. Like I knew that he had some connection to Hades Town, and I was
wait,
like,
I actually didn't know that.
yeah, I forget what it is exactly, but that was like how I came to know like the Pillar, and it's
I've
like,
learned
oh
something
shit,
now.
they also wanted Tony. How fucking crazy would it be? And I told Ross preseason, like, I really want to ask him to play because I see him tweet about Survivor. But if they win, this looks like the most rigged shit on the planet.
I literally said that too. I was like,
But that happens, and we get that. And then Ella's also like low-key sort of famous. Like, this is our like
oh yeah, we
It
had
looks
some
like-
famous fucking people this season. It was crazy.
it's an insanely stacked cast.
I was obviously the most famous of all of them, so I don't know why you're not talking
Oh,
about me.
absolutely.
So true, my queen.
Sammo
So for you
too.
guys, the
No.
famous one.
mean-
I set when I was like 6 years old, I set the Nevada record for riding sheep.
What?
For riding what?
Sheep.
Sheep? You ride sheep?
I did once, and I set the record. Thus, I am famous. Give me attention.
What
And
the
the
hell?
fun fact of the day.
Nikki, how's that not your Discord bio? I
No.
feel like that would have to be like long.
That's like an org conversation starter. I'm just
She goes,
saying.
I ride sheep for fun.
I like sheep for fun.
That's great.
I just want attention. I'm sorry.
1 second.
Let's just jump right into it.
Hey, yo.
Thank you.
Okay, so the very first challenge we have is a scavenger hunt. Actually, let's go into individual tribes, because not all of y'all started on the same tribe. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with people who were here like together for a while.
Sondheim.
So Sammo and Nikki, y'all were on the Sondheim tribe.
Yes.
Let's go.
Lucy, Dominic, Slur, Lola, Jackson, Dino, Bones, Tay, and Val. How were things when y'all first like came together, like day one?
Day one, I remember, well, obviously, like my first thing to do, like just going into any org really is just talk to as many people as I can. I do remember actually putting Niki really low in my trust rankings, like day one, because we didn't get the chance to talk day one.
Yeah.
So I had you really, really low, actually. And I think, let me see who I had first. I want to say I either had Lola. No, I think I did have Lola first, and I think Tay right under that. Because Tay's energy, I was like, okay, I can work with this. Like, easy peasy. Like, I kind of latched onto that. And I think, let me see. God, I'm scrolling through
You had Tay higher than basically everyone else in the cast.
Did I really?
Yeah, I did not get good vibes from Tay at
Oh,
all. Like, I had
really?
eyes on Tay. I mean, Val was who I least connected with, but Tay, I'm like, so Lola, I have my trust rankings, and Lola was number 1. Sammo, you were 5.
Damn. Honestly, fair. That's fair.
Ooh,
Lucy was
Sammo.
last.
Oh, Lucy was 100% last for me.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lucy didn't
So
talk.
Sammo,
Okay,
I found your day one trust, or I guess it's not day one because Lucy's not there. Well,
yeah.
let's just assume that
Well,
Lucy's last.
No, there is one. There is one with Lucy in it.
Oh wait, no.
There's a
fucked up?
screenshot where she goes, I posted it, and Lola was like, I just put you first on my trust rankings. And I was like, yes, oh my God, I put you first with like a little dancing emoji, LOL. And that was a complete
There you
lie.
go.
I put Jackson first because we had really good conversations. I can't remember what we had talked about first, but I really connected with Jackson first. Lola was definitely second. I think it was because I definitely saw her as like another social threat because she was just so well liked by literally everyone.
I do want to shout out Lola really quickly, and I think Ross might be able to clarify it for me because I think Lola is maybe the most interesting person coming into the game besides Maxwell, because she'd only ever played one org before this where she got, I think, like second boot. Ross, if you remember.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't remember exactly the placement in Ribbit, but
she was very early, and our friend Gabe is like, a gun to our head, you have to fucking cast her. Like how?
No, literally, Gabe. I remember Gabe's like, I've directed her to random. If you don't cast her, I will never talk to you again.
Real.
Wow.
And
she was amazing. Amazing.
I was so happy to see her like get her feet on the ground and run quickly.
Yeah,
her social game
hit the ground running.
Oh,
Yeah,
she was great. She was great.
She did fantastic. And like I had her honestly, day one, like if I had put trust rankings on day one, I would have put her at the top just because, you know, conversations like flowed really easy. And at that point, I was just going off of like first vibes. And that's like before I start overthinking and start thinking long term about the game, I would have put Lola first. But I put Lola second because I had already had the time to kind of take everything in and be like, okay, if I'm getting along with Lola this well, obviously she's getting along really well with others. So I'm going to put her at 2 just in case, but I still have like a whole bunch of trust in her because I know she trusts me. And then I think I had Tay right below her because I vibe really well, honestly, with the girls and the gays, obviously. And like Tay is one of the gays, and I love the energy. I love that we could like kind of cuss each other out in like a goofy way and still be able to like bounce back basically. And like I feel like it's kind of like a good basis for like I guess like a healthy banter, joking kind of thing that could lead into more tribal talk, if that makes sense. And then Bones I put right after. She was cute. She was great. She was really nice. I liked her. Dom I put at 5, and I only put Dom there because Tay liked Dom, and Tay was like, "Oh my God, he's kind of cute. I want to keep him around." But I put him in the middle because they said that, and I was like, "I don't know, dog."
And so Random needs more showmances, and not in the season 3 kind of way. I think we're severely lacking.
Season 3. Wait, season 3 is the one you're gonna go with? I was gonna say 2.
What? You're not gonna include our?
Okay, Ross, in the corner.
I mean, okay, I'm just saying.
Sammo,
called it a showman. I'm not saying it was one. I'm just saying he called it one.
Holodork Stevens season 7 is where the showman started. I'm in that shit for the slow burn.
Oh my God.
Slow burn.
Oh yeah, and then after Dom, I put Val. I think I only put Val above everyone else's because last is Lucy because she wasn't around. 8th is Dino because he also wasn't around. Niki was 7th because we hadn't really talked, but you seemed nice, and I liked you better than Dino and Lucy. And Val wasn't really that high because of Lola.
Niki, how are you going in early Sondheim?
Yeah, so Sondheim, my trust rankings was Lola was number 1, but then right under it, I'm like, Lola's leaking and giving me all this information. Lola is close with people. So realize that 2 was Bones, 3 was Jackson, 4 was Tay, 5 was Sammo, 6 was Val, 7 was Dom, 8 was Dino, and 9 was Lucy. And I always remember vibing really, really well with Lola and Bones specifically. And then Jackson came a little bit after. But I remember being a little bit put off by the way Dom talked. I didn't love it so much.
He did talk a little weird sometimes.
Like sometimes I struggle understanding when people are being mean versus a mean funny. And I just can't read that over text well. And Dom always gave me that a little bit.
And he yelled a lot.
But Dom is like a great human being. Like now that I know Dom, we're all good. But like
he's funny, but he also yelled.
Yeah. And
So I know him in other org spheres. He decided he wanted to play a character.
Yeah, that does not surprise
um,
me. I just remember he would message and he'd be like, "Good morning, how are you?" And like all
Yeah.
caps, and I'd be like, "Dog, it's 8 a.m. Let's not do that."
He went full Troy Destroy derogatory.
No, he
Okay, but
really
Troy
did.
Destroy is great. I will not stand for this Troy
No.
Destroy slander.
Troy Destroy needs to go back where it came from.
No, fuck you. Troy Destroy is
But-
great. He
thing
originated in Randomvivor. He stays in Randomvivor. Damn it.
For context, Troy Destroy is actually one of our friends, Archie, and he likes to take on this character called Troy Destroy, and he literally just goes berserk in an orc. Like he'll leak everything, he'll make up shit. Like he's crazy. He really is.
It's the way he still got fourth in Randomvivor season 1.
That's insane. No, he made the merge in Sammo Vivor. Like I don't know, girl. He was supposed to be gone a long time ago. I don't know how he
It's
survived.
so funny.
He technically outplays me because y'all's fuck ass double tribal where Wonder was crying. You fucked that up. The greatest alliance ever seen in an org, and y'all fucked it up with that. I'm still
Poor
bitter about
Wonder.
it.
Okay, back to
All
random.
right, yeah, we gotta go back to Randomvivor. We only have so much time for this.
Okay, so Britt, how was shit on day one, Weber?
To be honest, that was so long ago.
Let me go
Also,
see
for
if I can find
context,
your
I
old
literally
trust
just
rankings.
got home. So, yeah, if someone can send me my trust rankings, I know Maxwell and Ella were at the top. Pretty sure it was Ella
Yeah.
first, but maybe Maxwell. And then I think it was probably
Let
Clara. And
me
after
go
that, the
up.
rest of those people, I was like, you all are so boring. Like,
feel
I
that.
didn't talk to any of them. So,
There it is. Okay, so I can't copy the list, but it's 1 Maxwell, 2 Ella, 3 Clara, 4 Zlox, 5 Anna, 6 Tyler, 7 Henry, 8 Miju, 9 Dennis.
So yeah, legit
Yeah.
what you just said, Britt.
yeah. And like Maxwell and Ella were like two of the coolest people I've ever met in an org. And then like Clara was pretty cool too. Like we talked a lot. And then Zlox was only that high because like I've played with Zlox like a billion times. So talking with him was easy. The rest of them, I'm like, I don't even remember them barely.
I do
But
want
then
to say,
also like I
Go
got
ahead.
swapped away from all of them
hmm
besides
I-
Miju, who like basically quit.
I want to.
I can't wait to talk about Miju.
Oh,
Anyways,
God. So while Britt, like, I think gets on her computer or whatever, I want to shout out. So I don't know when. I'm going to say at like final like 17, very early in the game, me and Ross are hanging out on call and say 2 alliances are so incredibly dominant right now. They seem impossible to fail. That is and Peggy,
Let's
Yeah.
go.
And
which is
Peggy.
Sammo, Niki, and Jackson. We'll hear a lot about their perspective as we go on.
Yep.
Formed during Final 18 on November 13th.
Mhm.
Illicit Affairs, which is the other dominant alliance of Britt, Maxwell, and Ella, formed day 1,
Wow.
November 8th,
Wow.
before we'd even like settled on a challenge to like whatever. And they stuck it out. And I think that is so incredible that I have never seen an alliance like so like theoretically dominant. Like, yes, y'all didn't get to final 3, but y'all did so fucking good. And that never stopped. Day 1 to day 39. Ridiculous.
It's because when you put a few adults together in an org with a bunch of children, we tend to gravitate to each other.
Honestly, real.
Fair enough.
Feeling.
Like you never realize how much you take for granted the other adults in the org scene until you play with kids.
Yes. So true.
So I will say Adelaide and I did make a bet, actually. I forget when that was. We made it at some point. We each repped an alliance. We each repped an alliance. And the idea was the loser had to watch something of the winner's choosing.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, we forgot which alliance we repped each, so we ended up canceling the bet.
Boo.
Because I think the discussion that we had was that illicit affairs seemed like they were such overdogs they might get targeted for it or they could walk to the end. and it was so hard to decide which it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I think going into it, there was such social dominance, and full respect to him, Sammo attaching herself to Tay seemed like her downfall.
Oh,
No
absolutely.
one wanted to work with him.
No.
Oh my god, no,
Speaking-
it was such okay. I will explain. Okay, I had a secret attachment to Tay, which was weird because it only got outed because of his trust rankings, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was like the weirdest part to me because I was like, I knew I was going to be high on his trust rankings, but I didn't like. Obviously, I didn't think the very last sacrifice was going to be expose your trust rankings to everybody. So I was like, fuck, like, God, like this does not look good for me. And then I think that same night he was like, I need to get something. Like, I know I'm going to get voted. I was literally telling him too. I was like, you're getting votes. Don't tell anybody. I'm telling you. Like,
Then he instantly told us, yeah.
yeah. And then he was like, I know I'm getting votes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm literally like, I'm lying to literally everybody. I don't know if everybody believed it or not, but I'm guessing most people did. But anyways, he's like, I don't have enough to go to this one theater. And I was like, I will give you money, go. Because I was just like, at worst, I could tell him who to vote.
Oh yeah.
And he could
Oh.
blindside somebody, and it won't be my
Oh
fault.
my god, I remember
But
this.
it would be my
now.
move. And I was like,
Okay.
if nobody finds out about this, then I still get the secret cred. But if it goes wrong and nothing happens, then I'm fine because nobody knows.
So I want to get into this more when we get to like the tribals, because
Oh yeah.
I think that there's a few rounds in the pre-merge that are pretty unremarkable.
Agreed.
Because
Yeah.
Lucy goes
Lucy
home with
was-
self-vote. It's boring as fuck.
Val was a good one.
Val, yes, I want to get to her in a second.
Val was
However,
juicy.
there is some fuck shit going on. I don't know how many of y'all know about this. So I know I told one person specifically. During the final 19, which was a guess musical from the lyrics challenge.
Oh
Here is
my
20
god,
lyrics.
idiot people
Fuck that
can't
one.
fucking Google.
Okay, so there was a lot of disagreement about why don't y'all just fucking Google and get perfect and go to a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Tay left
What?
3 guesses empty.
Bruh.
Oh my
Just at the
god.
time. And that's where I fucking knew, no matter what happened this season, he would never win, and that Sammo was gonna be dragged down by his ass. Because if he won't do a challenge that he can cheat to win, like not cheat, but like it's so easy to just get a perfect score. How are you gonna like consider that in a long-term partner unless you're fucking Rob Mariano?
Oh yeah, no. I think it was the first round actually. Whenever he started being targeted, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be interesting to try and like traverse this. And I think right after I keep wanting to say Dino, it's Dino. Whenever Dino went and we had the Ann Peggy chat, I was like, okay, so I can either stick with this, which was technically at that point kind of like the quote unquote outsiders, because I think at some point, I think Niki was a contender, or at least her name was thrown out in the first round because she wasn't around a whole lot that first day.
Yeah.
And so I remember telling Niki about it. And I think Jackson was also going to be left out on the vote because everybody thought that he was close to Dino. And then I ended up telling Niki about it. And then I think we both told Jackson. I might have told Jackson first, but then I think me and Niki kind of worked together on being like, I think we should tell Jackson and we should like figure something out. And then Jackson, I think, wanted to make an alliance with us 3.
And we didn't want it. Like, we thought there was going to be a throwaway alliance because neither of us
Yeah.
really had high hopes for Jackson. We thought
Yeah.
Jackson was going to be the next. So I remember texting Sammo being like, it's okay, we'll use it to pass one round. And then we were going to vote out Jackson. We had no hope for the N Peggy alliance.
Yeah.
We didn't want it.
Yeah.
Jackson
that's
was
exactly what it
so
was.
burned from the
Yeah.
Val vote.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
from
So
the
burned.
Val vote. No,
Or for
Yes,
the
he
Dino vote.
for the Dino vote. Yeah,
So
yeah, because
Yeah.
I think it was Val who was the one saying that they were really close, that they were a duo. And I was like, okay. I remember kind of being in my head and being like, okay, I can kind of take advantage of this and kind of put myself in the middle of Jackson versus like the rest of the tribe, but still be on really good terms with the rest of the tribe. But then have Jackson have a lot of trust in me and also Niki.
Yeah.
And so on it, we 100% thought that alliance was going to be a throwaway. I thought he was going to include Dino in that alliance. And I was like,
Yes.
I'm not saving Dino. Like, just to be 100% clear, I'm not saving him. I will vote him out. But I was like, it was just a matter of telling him and making sure that he wasn't completely blindsided. And then that somehow made one of the most powerful alliances of the entire season.
And I think it's important to note that Sondheim kept on losing. Like,
True.
that's why we were struggling so much, is because we lost every single round for a while. And thus we were a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so, because y'all lost the first 3 tribals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then Weber, I think they either threw one or they took the L or whatever. They were fine with it. Or no.
No. It was because Jackson went fucking ham on black tea.
Yeah. And
Jackson
then Anna threw the next challenge just so like y'all would be good.
What a queen.
And then, the 2 Webers, and I want to get to that here in a fucking second. And then Webers went to both of the swap tribals. So then y'all walked into the merge with majority after going to the first 3 tribals, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Crazy.
Do I have anything? I can walk it from my whiteboard.
Let's start. Have we started going round by round yet, or are we just kind of jumping around?
I just skipped 20 because it's Lucy and that shit's boring.
Yeah,
we just
true.
talked Final Nine.
I mean, I'll just give like a brief summary for anyone who hasn't seen it. Lucy didn't really talk much. Instant first boot. I can't remember. Did Lucy end up voting? I'm pretty sure it was a self vote.
No, it was a self vote.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we cut Lorenzo for that. Mistakes were made.
I mean, I think Lorenzo did good enough on season 8 that it's not like a loss.
Yeah, but Lorenzo on a Broadway season would have 8. I'm just saying. Anyways. So let's go to Final 18. What was the challenge for this one?
That was the make a bad musical.
Oh boy, oh my god. I don't know how involved Britt was, but I still think my favorite from this is gotta be Florida the Musical. Just because having like grown up in Florida, that shit fucking made me cry. I showed my dad who has a great disdain for Florida, and he was fucking cry laughing. It was great.
Yeah, I think this is we had a lot of challenges this season that were based on judges. Which harbored some sentiments. I don't know if we ever revealed those judges. I'm gonna sit on that information.
You're gonna sit on that information. You're not gonna reveal it here. No exclusives.
I don't need anyone to like plant bombs on cars over this. But
I don't think there were gonna be bombs planted. Jesus Christ. I mean, we've already had a season where we revealed Julian saying they all sucked, and that was pretty much it. That's still probably one of my favorite judging moments in Randomvivor. So.
But I think it was such a fun challenge because the judges were debating like what is bad but fun in a way that is conducive to the challenge, and what is just outright bad. And there was so much negotiation. I probably got a bad challenge. But Florida the Musical
bad but good is what Florida the Musical was. So
Florida the Musical did seem really fun. Unfortunately, that did mean that they had to go to tribal and vote out Dino, which we talked about. Contentious tribal, and frankly, Jackson should not have gotten seconds if you only watch that round, because he is reading so hard like a third boot from there.
Yeah, and he was going to be the third boot. Like we thought, we figured there was going to be that.
Yeah.
Then next we'll talk about Val and why Val went out. So.
Yeah. Well, I was saying, let's talk about it. So what happened with Val that got the target off of Jackson?
I believe Val started coming for me, Sammo. Do you remember that? I think
yes.
That's what happened. Is I think Sammo or Jackson told me that Val was saying my name, and then I was like, okay, well then Val's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it was in one of the previous rounds that Val had already previously mentioned Niki and Jackson as well, just because of activity, and also because Jackson was going to be the one left out of the vote. But also, for me personally, I wanted Val out because they were I was kind of competing with them for Lola's number 1 in the trust rankings. And I personally didn't have a lot of like really great conversations with Val. We had like good conversations, but it's mostly literally about Lola. And it's because we both trusted Lola. So we're like, oh yeah, we should totally work together. Like I really love Lola. She said she really likes you. And she was like, yeah, no, I really love her. And like I'd love to like maybe work something out, yada yada. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And then combos would like dry up after that. And like so they weren't super helpful to me, but they were helpful to Lola. So kind of one of the benefits of that was just making sure that Lola had more reliance on me, but then also knowing that Val had thrown out Niki and Jackson's name, I could kind of make or kind of villainize her a little more. Be like, oh yeah, she's throwing out a bunch of names. She didn't even help all that much in the challenge. Like she has to go now. And like a lot of pushing that. And I remember literally talking to Lola like all day, being like, I know this is such a hard decision. Like, I know this is really hard for you. I know we really trust her, but if she's like just throwing a bunch of names and she's not being around right now, how can we trust her? And stuff like that. Like really trying to like plant doubt in Lola's mind and stuff like that. And like eventually it worked, thank God. And I think that was one of the like very beginning votes that kind of put me in a good spot, I think, in the tribe, because I was like kind of in the middle, because I did have an alliance with Dom, Tay, myself, and oh god, I think there was one more. Oh, I think Val was in it, actually. Val was in it. I'm pretty sure she was.
Well, Tay voted for me this round. I'm seeing. I'm looking at my confessionals too.
Yeah. So Val and Dom voted for you that round.
Oh, okay. Must have. So yeah. But yeah, Sammo, you were the one. I'm reading my confessionals right now that told me at the beginning my name was out there, and then I confronted Lola, being like, "Hey, is my name out there?" And Lola said, "No, it's not."
Oh, I remember.
And that made me drop on, like, that made Lola drop in my trust rankings, and I don't think I ever trusted Lola 100% after that.
Yeah, I think that was whenever we first started like comparing notes with each other. Like, oh yeah, Lola told me this, Lola told me this, and I was like, I think that was like one of the first times I was like, yes, this is what I want. Like I was so ecstatic to start having like inroads of like kind of like mistrust, because like obviously I trusted Lola a lot, but it was also just like it was a little weird to see her be like, oh yeah, no, I haven't heard your name at all, to Niki, but then like go to me and be like, Niki's asking me if her name is out, what should I say? And I'm like, yeah, don't tell her anything.
So Britt, did anything happen over on Weber?
Yeah. Who was our first boot? Dennis? Well, Dennis, like...
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, up until y'all go to Tribal, is there any alliances, any drama brewing, any fun shit going on there?
I mean, Maxwell and Ella and I were a lot of fun. But mostly that was, like, non-game fun. I was in another alliance. Sorry, I just got home from walking my dogs.
Oh, good.
For 14 hours, but I'm pulling up my computer now. But there was that other alliance. It was like Anna, me, I think Clara was in it. Sorry, I can't like use Discord right now on my phone because.
No, you're good.
It happens.
I wanted to open up. I feel like there's not a lot for y'all to do. I wanted to check in and see like.
No, we went to like one vote, maybe 2 votes before, but they were like pretty non-significant.
Well, yeah, so we get to final 17, which is black tea. Jackson loses his mind a little bit and basically hard carries them to immunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
He voted Blocks out.
In his opinion, he thought he was going home. So like,
yes,
that's
makes
totally
sense.
That was such a bad round, yeah.
And it also like skyrocketed him to a really good place because he literally saved our asses from another tribal.
Yes.
So everyone was like, "Oh my god, fucking pop off, Jackson! Oh my god!" Like.
So then y'all end up going to tribal, and Dennis, even though the vote here is a little weird looking, Dennis was mostly inactive from y'all's conversations.
Yeah, inactive. But then there was also that issue where like Dennis's account got hacked and like
I remember.
Oh yes,
got, like,
that did
happen. Out of the
happen.
game, but then they got let back in the game.
So okay, so I can give a little bit more insight on that. So Dennis I guess like from what I understand was like hit with that scam where they kind of come in and are like, yeah, so I accidentally reported your account for whatever. Please follow this link to like disprove it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to go and disprove it, as one probably would if they didn't know. And yeah, Dennis lost their account. I found out, and I'm like, yeah, so Dennis, as of right now, is out of the game. And then, because from what I understood, this was going to be like a long, arduous process before Dennis could even get like back in or anything.
And this was during the Florida Man musical, because I remember we were already going to vote Dennis out because Dennis did literally negative amounts of work towards the musical. And then you were like, oh, they're out of the game, but we're not going to cancel the challenge. Because I remember Maxwell and Ella and I being so mad. Like, we just put in all this work.
Yeah, that's why
we
we
didn't
didn't cancel the challenge. That's why we didn't cancel the challenge, is because the problem was that challenge specifically, we know everyone was putting in so much damn effort.
Yeah.
We didn't want like the backlash from that, so.
And thanks for doing that, because that's a good move to do as a production team.
Yeah, we recognize how much work was being put into that challenge, and we didn't want that to go to waste.
And
we did think about just doing a reward thing. I know that was like a conversation Adelaide and I had at one point.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? I thought we like brought it up once and then kind of just immediately shot it down. Like, no.
I think you guys did the right call, 100%.
Yeah, I think so too. It made it even better when Dennis ended up coming back, because turns out. Yeah.
Then
the reason why. So I guess the reason that, from what I understood it as to why we weren't sure how long it was going to take, was because Dennis legitimately thought they were about to get IP banned.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when they found out it was literally just a scam, it became pretty easy just to make another account.
I don't know why I thought it was him clicking on like a Robux link or something.
Okay, but
very Dennis core. Let's be real.
For perspective, when Dennis came back into the game,
yeah,
I like, because of the account like being the old account being so far down, I like forgot to click on the new account and send them a message, and like 4 days went by where I didn't speak to them. And they never once reached out to me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no way.
Oh, Dennis.
Crazy.
Oh, Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
So, Dennis going then leads to, honestly, my favorite round in this season, which is, hey, we're doing a hero challenge. No, not telling y'all what it is. Choose a player to send.
Oh, I love this round. I know this round now.
Such drama, because Sammo wants to fuck around.
Okay. So there's a little bit of backstory for this challenge. The org before I made Randomvivor that I ran with Lindsay for a season, we did a similar version of this challenge. Actually, it might have been the exact same challenge. I don't remember. It's been over 2 years at this point. Where we had two heroes kind of like argue for greed, essentially, was what it was.
It was like negotiate immunity, and that fucked up a little bit.
It's really interesting because one of the flaws of this challenge is I thought they'd always choose the joint tribal where they're both immune. Sammo disproved that in this.
Oh my god.
Sammo disproved that in this, and it made me very interested to see like that outcome.
Honestly, I had no idea what it was gonna be coming into it, but I figured I didn't want to be like, I don't know, I didn't want to have like a god complex and be like, oh my god, I have so much experience in orgs, I can totally win this. But I felt confident in like no matter what it was, I do pretty decent, at least, very, very least. And so going in and then like meeting Anna and then y'all guys being like, okay, well, you get to decide who has tribal. And I was like, oh, okay, this is better than I thought. Because like I obviously I'm good with people. Being social is kind of like my thing. And so I was like, okay, so we could just be immune and go to a joint. But in that case, we're outnumbered. And with Tay and Dom kind of being at the bottom, I already wanted Dom out. but it wouldn't look good for me to publicly like throw Dom under the bus to other people, I feel like, because I still wanted Tay to trust me, but also I'm getting to meet, somebody from the other tribe, get to learn about their dynamics, and they were learning about ours also. So I was just kind of like feeding her kind of half truths, really, and I'm being like, oh yeah, no, like Lucy was just super inactive, so was Dino, and Val, she just started getting like really messy, and she had to go. Like nobody could trust her, really, like really just kind of making up whatever I could to like make it not seem like there was more behind that. But then we also just clicked really, really well, and so I was just like, okay, this is good. I can find a way to like wiggle my tribe into not having tribal. I figured that would put me in like a really, really good position by just having us get a break, literally just a break.
Yeah.
And with me and Anna getting along so well, she was just like, yeah, go ahead, y'all guys can have it. And I was just like, okay, easy peasy. The thing that I didn't expect was like I think towards the end we didn't really talk about it. We were like, so what it like so like how are we gonna explain this to our tribes? Like what are we gonna say? I don't think we ever really talked about it.
Let me go look if I can find the channel.
Was honest.
If we did, I was like, I'm just gonna be honest about what happened.
You
yeah,
were honest.
I was
Yeah.
honest, and
To
then
me at least, yeah.
yeah. And
I'm gonna
so
look for what Britt
no,
said.
I was honest to everybody. I said it in the tribe. I was like, I pretty much just like begged for our lives, blah blah blah, which was like an exaggeration because like I didn't really have to beg all that hard. I was just like, we would really love a break, please, like we've just been to so many tribals, like you'll be safe, girl. I've got your side. If we merge or if we swap, I want to work with you. Kind of like literally just like extending an olive branch and like trying to make the decision of her tribe going to tribal as good as possible. And she was just like, yeah, sure, go right ahead. She just handed it right over, and I was like, is there like a catch to this? Is this allowed? Like, is it supposed to be this easy? But like I didn't want to go back to my tribe and be like, oh yeah, I just chatted her up and we made new allies and now we're new besties, and like obviously I'm not gonna go back to my tribe and do that. Just kind of played it out.
Okay, so what happened, and this sowed the seeds of doubt, is that Anna's explanation was it was a choice challenge. We each had to make a choice individually. We were allowed to discuss it first. Sammo did not make the choice she said she was going to. I'm too trusting, apparently. Which maybe Britt can speak more to this.
Well,
Sammo was a big target.
Well, as soon as Anna came back and said that to me, I was like, girl, this is the worst lie I've ever heard. Like, obviously Sammo was gonna do that. Like, I was like, you're either so dumb for like believing her, or like you're like lying really badly. Like, but she like stood firm on that all the way to merge.
That's crazy.
And then
That's
come
so
March,
funny.
we all said the truth, and then every shit blew up.
No. And then I didn't even find out about it until like the second round of merge, maybe third, really.
Oh yeah, because Sammo, we had that really long VC, remember?
We did. Oh my god! And then you told me about it.
It was like an hour long, and you also told me you were a massive Swiftie.
Oh my god! I did say that. I am not a Swiftie. I'm so sorry. I just needed something to connect. I was like, oh my god, I'm a huge Swiftie. And then I went to this friend server that I have that Emma's in. I was like, Emma, quick, tell me something any Swiftie would know right now. She did not help, but I did use some of Google and some of her past conversations.
Honestly, great use of your resources.
So true. I do what I gotta do, man.
But we did skip over the Zlox vote.
Yeah, that results in Zlox going home.
Yeah.
What happened there?
That's where Ross wanted to just quit the season.
It wasn't like so Zlox and Clara and I just remembered. I was in an alliance with Zlox and Clara. So we were in an alliance. the three of us, and like everyone right away was like, Zlox is the vote. Like no one trusted Zlox. Apparently Zlox didn't talk to anyone except for Clara and myself.
Yeah, I found out why afterwards.
Clara like wanted to save Zlox, but like I was also in that alliance with Ella and Maxwell, and they were like dead set on the vote being Zlox. And so
Damn.
like I kind of had to navigate like convincing Clara that Zlox was the vote, and like also being okay with like letting, like it was basically I had to choose between my two alliances, like, and I had to convince Clara that like letting Zlox go was better for our game.
Oh my god, real. That was me during the Val vote. Except I really wanted Dom at first. But then that first alliance was me, Dom, Val, Lola, and Tay. That's what that very first alliance was. I was trying to remember that one. And then actually I think there was a 4 without Dom, and then Tay was like, oh my god, we should add Dom. We added
Yeah,
Dom.
that's what it was. I remember that, and you were
He
like
was
so mad
seething
about that.
in my confessional. I was
Yeah, I
just,
remember that. You were like seething.
I was like,
with
I don't
rage.
want Dom in there. I want him gone. I was so mad at the fact that he was in there. And then Val coming up as a target. And then I had to choose between that majority alliance or my alliance with Niki and Jackson. And I was like, is this a question? Am I really picking Dom and Val over Niki and Jackson?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, so Zlox goes. Now we go on to the next round.
Swap?
This is the this is the swap, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the swap, and then okay. So yeah, we swap into 2 tribes, right? 3 tribes? I don't
3.
know. It's been
3.
forever.
3, yeah.
I remember nothing about this season. That's crazy.
There's like a Bernstein tribe.
It's Bernstein, Weber,
Fossey. And Fossey.
Fossey, yeah. Trying to find the actual.
Didn't one of them like
swap
start
name.
with an L maybe?
Larson? Thank you. That is it. It was Larson. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I was in Law. No, I wasn't.
I'm going
Britt
through to
was
find it. Give me a minute.
Britt was in Law. I was on Bernstein.
Do we not have a swap cast list? Of course we don't. Because why can't things be easy?
I know on my tribe was me, Maxwell, Clara, Miju, and Bones.
Yeah, it's Fossey, Larson, Bernstein. Yeah, okay.
I think that was. Oh, was I Flossie? Yes, I was. It was me, Anna, Tay, Henry, Tyler.
Yep, that's accurate.
And I was Bernstein, and don't ask me anything else.
Okay.
Lola, Jackson, me.
Well, let's get
Dom,
into the challenges here.
Ella. Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy, we get the first challenge. Behead, survive, and divorce.
Hell yeah.
AKA attack, defend, intercept.
Oh yeah.
I started this. Just want to say.
Yes, you did. I did in fact steal it from your org.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Randomvivor.
Your org.
Go join. We're on hiatus, but no.
Are you ever coming back at this point?
We are whenever I am not busy with school.
Honestly, valid.
Yeah.
And
it's-
Jackson carried us.
I like to have
with,
self control. I would have put this shit on hiatus years ago.
No, for real.
Anyways. So yeah. Behead, survive, and divorce.
Mhm.
This is one of my favorite ones because I always get to like make fun of people. Like round 1 happens, Fossey
Nothing
cowering in a corner defending themselves with Bernstein trying to intercept them. Meanwhile, Larson's standing over Bernstein trying to intercept them too. So long story short, nothing fucking happens.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good.
That was funny.
I love this stupid fucking challenge so much.
But
It's a
And I
staple.
remember Jackson was like the only person online for our tribe, and at first Jackson didn't understand the challenge, but then he got it, and he was actually really good at it. I'm like, thank God someone understood. And I actually remember I was not busy, but I didn't want to do it, so I said I was busy.
Was
Like,
my thing-
Valid.
I barely remember this challenge. The only thing I remember is that. Wait, was I on Larson?
I think so.
Yeah, so Larson,
Probably.
we threw because we were trying to protect Ella, Maxwell and I.
Bruh.
But we like couldn't tell Miju and Clara that we threw.
Damn. See,
I do
okay,
remember that you did throw.
see, I have hosted this challenge enough. I knew it well, and I've seen where tribes like try and communicate with each other and like gang up on one. And for some reason, I had it in my head that it was like a single tribal, but it was a double, so it didn't even fucking matter. They just needed to kill one. And so I
Ross,
was like trying to subliminally message with like Lola somehow to like target the one tribe full of the other oh god, what was your tribe's name? Webbers?
Larson.
Fossey, Boston.
No, well, like the Webbers that were on the Larson tribe, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
There was just so many of y'all, and we wanted one of y'all out. And I was like, okay, maybe if we can like protect them or something like that, like intercept, like maybe they'll see that like we're trying to like work with them or something like that. And like Tay was like, no, don't, like just protect ourselves, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like too busy focusing on like I guess what I'd seen from a hosting standpoint. And so we lost like bad.
So I'm not sure if y'all looked in the doc, but I want to focus on this. So this was not meant to be a double tribal initially.
No, it was not.
However,
So you hate women.
Once we got to the swap, I realized that I wanted to do a challenge that I just physically could not put together in enough time. So we originally had a challenge based off of Legally Blonde, where I would put together a court document and y'all would have to time yourself and find like find Brooke Wyndham's perm routine and why the murder happened in that way, which ended up getting reused for the merge idol.
Yes.
Oh.
So
I would have been good at it.
Technically speaking, who the fuck was it? Miju didn't need to be voted out. But Sylvie.
No, Miju needed to go. Otherwise, I think I would have fucking kicked him off the game myself.
Yeah,
wasn't doing much really.
Just small behind the scenes thing, because
Yeah.
Miju had been talking with quite a few people, like, guys, you should vote me out. I am not feeling great. I need to go home. And to us as hosts, and I think all of y'all have hosted before, so you might agree, that sounds like someone should just walk and leave the game.
Yeah.
So we talked to him about it, right? And this guy goes, it's a Broadway season. You gotta act the part so that way they think that, so you can strike when the time is right. I'm just like, that's really fucking stupid. They're just gonna vote you out. What the fuck do you mean?
No.
Okay, so
that's not the end of it.
It gets worse.
That though.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Britt.
Yeah, that I'm remembering now during this Locks vote, Miju kept asking us to vote for him, and because of the twist, we all thought that
how did we not bring up the understudy twist?
We haven't brought the fucking twist.
Okay.
Wait. Let Britt keep talking.
Yeah.
Well, so we thought he was doing that so he would get immunity for the next round.
Ah.
And then I don't think he did. He did.
He did, because the vote for Dennis was 7-1, where Miju put a stray on Clara for some fucking reason.
Okay, but he wasn't immune during the first swap tribal. Because we voted him out.
Because Locks was the next one after. It was Dennis then Locks, where he was immune for the Locks vote.
Oh, okay. So it was during the Dennis round that he was trying to get people to vote for him. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, continue.
So obviously there's two twists that we need to talk about. One, which didn't really end up going anywhere, is the green room twist.
I'm really sad because that was my idea and I loved it so much.
That was my idea.
It was kind of both of our ideas, wasn't it? It was like a joint effort, I think.
where everyone who sits out of the challenges is able to go talk somewhere and have strategy. I was hoping for some like Jalapao 3 type shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we're thinking.
Or not Jalapao, the Exile Island Alliance. Nothing happened with it. I think it's a fun idea. No one took advantage of it. And the other one, which I think could have been more dramatic but ended up being like relatively controlled, was the understudy twist, where every person who got the second most votes at a tribal is immune the next round.
Yeah.
You pitched this to me not long after 6 ended, I think.
Yeah, it was very early on in development.
Yeah, you pitched this to me pretty early. I'm like, it could be interesting, but I could also see where this goes wrong.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what the fuck happens. Like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do? Say no to something interesting? No.
Yeah. But anyways, so I go into Miju's submissions. I check in like, hey, are you okay? If you need to walk me or stand, and I try to console him.
Yeah.
And like Ross said, no, he's putting on an act. Miju then gets voted out. And we talk in submissions like, hey man, sorry to see you go so early. And it's like, oh no, I was lying to you guys. Like I did want to quit, so it's fine.
That's so
Why
dumb.
the fuck didn't you just quit and save us damn trouble?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways.
During
Dennis
that
would've
round,
been
it was
like-
kind of like the understudy thing played a pretty big role for Maxwell and I because we knew Miju was going and we were doing that to try to save Bones because Maxwell and I had like developed a relationship with Bones, and then I mean we didn't anticipate Bones basically going MIA, but Maxwell and I had developed a relationship with Bones, but we also knew if we voted Miju out and we went to tribal again, we were either going to have to stab Bones in the back or stab Clara in the back. And so in order to make it look like we weren't like stabbing Bones in the back, we asked Miju to vote for Clara so that she would be immune. And then we like literally like quote didn't have a choice to vote for Bones.
Honestly, I don't really get the reasoning behind that because I mean, at that point, assuming you guys go back to tribal, it's not going to be jury.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like in terms of like being nice, but like, that one didn't really make much sense to me. But it's your choice.
And Tyler Boot.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and then
the
the next
Tyler-
round is where Emma gets mad. Because the next round is the makeover challenge.
Oh.
She was
Where
so mad when you were
every
coming in. It was so
Fucking
funny.
tribe decides, hey, let's use AI for this and
Wait.
whitewash this girl.
I did it.
Oh.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Y'all didn't, and that's why you went to tribal.
What?
Yeah.
No. I'm saying that's a problem because our
This is
judges
racism.
sided with the AI bullshit.
That's
Yeah.
so dumb.
Actually
I
put
didn't
effort in the
realize.
way. I was like,
You
I
worked
know
so
Emma.
hard.
I know this bitch. We should win. And then we fucking lost. And I was so
It's our fault. We should definitely not have had. Only Emma should have been the judge. The problem was she's the host. So
honest
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It's her
Because
profile.
group one, y'all did like I don't know what I would call it, but it was like it looked like fucking like Plenty of Fish, like OK Cupid type shit. It looked accurate. Group two, I should have downloaded this shit. Y'all better be fucking worth it.
I'm gonna go find
Group
it.
two's was Hinge,
Yeah.
where they
I
just
was good
didn't
too.
like what she had to do. So they used AI and made her look like some average white girl.
Oh, I found our judges. Oh, that's
Which
Yeah.
like yeah.
How dare they do
and
my
then Group
wife
three did
like
the
that?
same. Group 3 did the same shit where they didn't like totally whitewash her, but it's not Emma.
Really?
And somehow Group 1, the only one who like, I don't know why we didn't share this shit. Actually, Ross, you okay if I share my screen?
yeah. Well, should. Yeah. All right, go for it. Fuck it.
yeah.
Do it.
I'm gonna leak one of the judges. Actually, let me leak the judge who's like not as active. No.
We used AI for ours because we were trying to put Emma in like
Yeah, they took
races that
the
related.
they took her white half a little too far with that.
Yeah.
They saw the white girl in her and kind of took it a little too far.
He's like, I know she really loves her coffee, but dang.
Here you go, Ross. You can share my screen.
Gotta love her Starbucks, but dang.
Oh, it's gonna show like everything, but it's fine.
It's fine as long as you're not
there you go.
spoiling anything.
So
for
this is
future
Emma's.
videos.
This is group 1.
Yeah, this is ours.
Yeah, this is Emma's OkCupid account. This is the one that lost.
Yeah.
That's so
Which I
stupid.
think, like, I agree. In my opinion, I think this one should have won.
This
Because I
is the
think
most
it's like
Emma
it's very
thing,
like thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
It
got the
fully,
Taylor
like-
photo. It's got Stardew.
committed.
It's got Swifty. We've got Montana's in there.
It's the most Emma thing.
Thank
It's
you.
honestly on them.
Yeah.
Oh.
You went to her Instagram.
I literally. I took a burnt macaroni picture. That's burnt macaroni. She burnt that.
Oh my god, the
Um,
burnt macaroni story still gets me. It's so funny.
Group 2
Yeah, that's my group.
was
You should have won.
this Hinge one.
Hmm.
If
Hold
Ross
on,
can
I gotta
do it again,
re-add it.
please.
Yeah, I gotta re-add it.
Which again, I think in structure, I think it's fantastic.
Oh,
I
in
think-
structure it looks great.
I think committing to the format is great. I don't know how the fuck y'all did unless you actually read out.
Hold on,
Did y'all make it proper?
Who
Did y'all make a
is
real
that?
Hinge profile?
No. So what we did is we looked at my Hinge
Darn it.
and then we like changed it with that, but we didn't actually make a real one. But it was very much based on obviously Hinge.
Why
I
did
have
someone put
so
one at
many
my
questions.
pussy?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. How did we lose to that?
I went on about Emma was
Ella
so
did-
mad.
Ella did
Emma was
most
pissed
of
at
it.
these.
Yeah, Ella did most.
Oh my
of
god, we were in a
the-
VC in another server. She was seething as these were coming in. It was so funny.
Oh.
He has every right to see. How did I lose to this?
All right, that's group 2.
Oh, wait,
And then-
wait. I just wanted to point out one other thing. Can we go back to that for a second?
These
Just
were
a second.
so bad.
Just for 1 second, I want to point out one
Okay,
thing.
Sammo.
All right, I just want to point out one thing. Who the fuck is this curly hair?
Thank you. That's what I was looking at. I was like, who
What
is
is
that?
that? Like, at least this one, like the one with the freaking Robin, looks like Emma. At
That's
least
not
even
Emma.
remotely.
That's Ema from fucking
What the
H2O.
fuck is this?
That's Ema.
Anyways, moving on.
And then the last one, which I think is super interesting, but I might fuck it up while we're here.
Yeah.
Where did I get a fucking
Scared.
name from?
Oh, that's right. You guys made a full ass app. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Oh damn.
I forgot
Um,
about that.
You know what? I can deal with that. I can
Speaking
deal with
from,
the
Yeah.
speaking
V2
from
app.
personal experience, app design
Well,
is
it-
fucking hard.
Because it was based on Wicked specifically. Here is her in profile with Fierro. I don't know who Mia is, but this is full ass like.
Yeah, this one I can
Oh.
honestly see winning.
Yeah.
That one I can understand.
I 100%.
I'm sorry, but that last one.
Good.
I'm sorry, that last
We won.
Oh.
I'm just saying we won.
Yeah,
You
and then
shouldn't
this is Fierro. His
And I
shit.
didn't make the AI stuff. I don't know how to do AI.
Wow, you can actually go to a chat. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then here's Emma's profile.
Who is that?
that AI is a lot worse than ours.
Is
I
that
gotta point out. Hold on, can we go back up for a minute?
Is that Sana from Twice? What the hell?
Yeah, it
The
looks
most,
like a K-pop
I'm just gonna say it's
idol.
the most stereotypical Asian person.
I know.
I think that's so
This-
stupid.
This
I
was a
had to
hate
teach
crime.
myself how to use Midjourney to do that.
Hate crime.
Which again, I think the structure, like the way that this is set up, is incredible. AI
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
absolutely.
cancer we need to get rid of.
Oh, absolutely, literally. And literally, this is perfect. Use her fucking pictures, and you had a perfect thing.
Yeah.
Literally, everything else is perfect. You just literally
Yeah,
need
the
to use her
Spotify.
picture.
Yeah.
That was it. That's
So
all
good.
you
Some of us
needed.
didn't have access to her Instagram.
Oh,
She literally sent pictures with the challenge description. What do you mean?
true. She did.
But we needed things with different content.
That's true.
I think it's so funny. This judge who I pulled up, group 2 is scale 8 out of 10, effort 8 out of 10, swipe 0 out of 10, absolutely fucking not. Which this results in Tyler going home, which I know hurt Ross deeply.
It didn't hurt me that
Sammo-
deeply. I was a little disappointed, but
Sammo, you were at that tribal. Do you remember anything going on there?
At the Tyler Tribal, I remember Okay, I remember initially being a little worried, but also being really excited because Anna was there. And so, especially since we had literally just met like 2 rounds before, I was like, okay, this is perfect. Me and Tay are in a minority. We like need Anna right now. Like, need her. And so I was like immediately like, oh my God, Anna, it's so good to see you. Blah, blah. Like, literally, I jumped on her real quick. Like, I was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, I missed you. Like, really, like, playing it up. And then I think I also really liked Henry. I think it was just his time zone got in the way was the only thing. And then Tyler was just literally never around. So, and she was like, honestly, I'm so sick of Tyler, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, perfect. We don't want to go home. We should vote Tyler. And so it was just kind of like, I mean, it took a little bit of convincing, really. I think the only one, I don't think there was anybody out of the vote there. I think Henry also voted Tyler.
But wasn't Henry already voted out?
Was he? No, Tyler went. Oh, no, Henry was. Oh, wait, no, Henry might have been. Oh, no, that's what it was. Tyler was immune, and we couldn't vote Tyler because he had gotten a vote somewhere else, and so we had to vote Henry. I think that's what it was. And the only other option was like either me or Tay. And so we're like, Anna, please vote Henry. And so, well, she did, obviously, which left Tyler. And I'm pretty sure he assumed that Anna would stick with him, but he like wasn't really around at all.
Yeah, I think Tyler got, if I remember correctly, Tyler got sick or something.
I think that might have been what happened or something like that.
I think Henry or Tyler was maybe immune the first round because Henry would have already been gone because Henry went out
Yeah.
after
15th,
that, like
before swap.
Yeah,
Never met
yeah.
you, I don't think.
no, Henry would have went out the round of when we threw, where that Miju went out, the one with the like
Yeah, the double tribal round.
Yeah, I'm looking at Henry's reel and it says, I'm not that excited for this tribal council. I actually do like talking to both Sammo and Tay. I would vote Tyler if he was vulnerable. Yeah, they were gonna vote Tay, I think it was. And then Tyler was immune, so we literally could not vote Tyler. And then I think they were voting Tay unless Tay was immune.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, and Henry never voted.
Yeah, Henry never voted. Yeah, that's what
there's some issues. Yeah, so there's a thing about Henry. And it kind of started really early in, where Henry just like refused to make a fucking parchment.
Oh.
It actually led to a rule that we included in the next season. Because now, from now on in Randomvivor, you have to vote, and if you don't vote and ask a host to make a parchment, we will put your name on it. That is the rule now.
Real.
Good. That should be a rule. I'm glad you did that.
Mm-hmm. No, because we got so annoyed when he kept doing it. Like, especially with like the new Discord remix feature, it takes 5 seconds to make a freaking parchment. You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
There's no excuse anymore. Like, yeah, I don't have a photo editing app. Cool, Discord is now a photo editing app. Get on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on to the joint tribal.
Yep.
Yes.
True.
And this is where we all get to come together and have a party. Because y'all get to do wavelength.
Oh my god, me and Britt ate this.
Wait.
I was with Tay, and it was terrible.
I remember getting paired up with Britt, and I was like, "Ooh, this could go either really bad or really great for me."
Okay, so this is just because I know you two. When we saw that score, I think I literally said it to you, Sammo.
Yeah.
Any other like pair of people?
Oh yeah,
I would have said you were fucking cheating.
Yeah.
I would have said you were fucking cheating. Because I've never seen a score that low in wavelength.
I've hosted and played that game enough to like, I feel like I have a good grasp on it at least. And like me and Britt talked for like, I don't know how long on a VC.
I think we practiced for like 3 hours the night before.
We were like, okay, so what kind of things do we watch? What are we into? If we did this topic, what would be where and why? Kind of like really trying to like nitpick things. Because like obviously it's a double, and like I'd already been to every single tribal up until then, and so I was like, I don't know about you, but I don't want to go home, girl. Like, especially at a joint where there was a very high possibility that things could just get leaked real fast, because any joint tribal
Was
is
it a joint or the first merge tribal?
This
It's
is
a joint tribal, and then
this
it
is
gets
a
to the
joint.
merge.
This is a
joint
joint, and then we
tribal
went in the merge. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
But
like the pseudo merge tribal, which also
Because
we do that a
something
lot.
random loves to do is a joint tribal before merge.
Yeah. Funny enough, I stole that from Holodorgs.
I mean,
I don't
it's
know
also,
why. I
it's
thought
also
that was
common
I
in,
thought it
like,
was an
general
interesting idea.
Survivor.
Okay.
Yeah, but we spent I don't know how fucking long just going over shit, practicing. And honest, I really loved it because it gave us like a really good opportunity to bond. And I didn't have a lot of bonds with anybody on the other tribe yet, other than Anna. So it was like, okay, great. I can, kind of place roots down. If we can bond really well over this, then I'll have a couple of more branches. Like, I don't know who she's tied to yet, but if we can, work together and do this shit, then, I've got inroads. I've got a little more. That was my thought process, at least.
Got you. Okay.
Britt and Niki, do you have any perspectives on that vote?
So Dom was from my tribe, and
It was about his time.
and I just want to give Ella a little shout out for making me incredibly uncomfortable during this time, because we were playing putt party or something, maybe fucking Yahtzee. I don't know. We were playing. It was a game. We weren't strategizing.
I think I was there for this, actually.
And then she's like, and there was 7. I'm looking at my confessional right now, and there was 7 people in the VC. And then she said, "So Niki, are you down for the Dom vote?" With 7 people in the VC.
That is crazy. What?
The balls. Oh my god.
And at this point, I wanted Ella gone.
Real.
But no one was talking to me. I felt like I was in trouble. But she said, "So Niki, are you down for the Dom vote?" And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then no one was talking strategy to me. And that was the only time someone told me a name, was in a VC chat with 7 people.
That's
so
crazy. What?
So that is what happened, and that's how
That's
what I remember about that.
Jeez.
That is wild.
Exactly. So that was my one perspective with that, is that the first time I've ever been publicly called out in the VC asking who I was voting for. Because I was not wanting to vote Dom there, and I was. Yeah.
Got you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
Thanks,
I think that's
Ella.
that.
I think
So
we're
Yeah.
merged. We finally reached the merge.
There is one small thing, is like once we get to the merge, there is a reward challenge.
I don't
we
remember
figure
a lot
all-
about the reward challenge.
Yeah. Figure out all who was there, but
we can kind of just give
it
a
can-
basic rundown of
yeah.
what happened.
it came down to Jackson versus Clara. It was based off of Putnam County Spelling Bee, and it's a spelling bee. Whoa, crazy!
I love this challenge, and I'm kind of wish we could have done it for more than a reward, but it was just not feasible.
And then
I'm just saying, if I showed up, everybody would have been done for. Y'all are lucky I was at work. I went to a state spelling bee in the 5th grade.
Anyways, Clara went on to win that.
Yeah, Clara won a bag search, which was just search someone's bag, see if they have anything, and we can tell you like vaguely what's in there. We also, I think we can use this time to talk about the pre-merge idol hunt.
Yes.
It ended up being sort of game long, where for those of you who did not watch the season, players by winning challenges or by performing well in them would get money to buy tickets to actual Broadway theaters. Let me go through real quickly. Let's start with the one that no one did. Actually, let me pull up what the prices were, because it was. Where the fuck are you? There you are. The one that nobody went to was the Music Box Theater, which hosted Dear Evan Hansen for $40. All y'all had to do was write love letters to your tribe mates. and
That's
you
so
would get
cute.
a bank of vote advantage.
Nice.
Super easy. No one went for it.
Nope, not a single person.
The cheapest one, the Walter Kerr Theater, which hosted Hadestown, what y'all had to do was to basically, you could only talk to one tribe mate in DMs. And if you did that for 24 hours, you got a vote reveal, which is a small advantage, whatever. That was won by Ella. Didn't really come into play.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. $20 at the Rogers Theater. You had Hamilton, which we allowed multiple of y'all to do. Niki got this advantage as well as Ella and Clara, where if you could duel a host, you would get a shot in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Which
didn't Tay also get it?
Yes, Tay did.
Yeah, Tay also got this, and we'll get to that here in a minute. Niki, how did you feel about dueling a host?
Sorry, my AirPods died. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, we can't.
Yeah,
But
well,
you
now you're
muted.
muted, so.
No, sorry guys. These new headphones are not great. Can you hear me still? Okay, perfect.
Yep, you're good.
So
Very
I did a
good.
puzzle jigsaw for my duel the host, I believe. And
good
I
job.
love jigsaws, and y'all are slow. So
I forgot, who did you challenge?
Well, no,
I
it was
didn't
that
challenge
one,
anyone.
That one was just basically beat the clock, where it was 15 minutes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
And I think I did it in like
Yes.
10. It was a big margin. And I was super happy, but also like I didn't really need a shot in the dark. I didn't find it super useful, but I didn't have a lot of money. So I did that. And it was exhilarating and it was fun. And I remember I took my anxiety meds to do it.
Woo!
Period.
I'll speak on Clara's attempt at that, because didn't she challenge me at chess?
Oh no! So Clara challenged you, and Ella challenged me to chess.
Yes. I'll speak on Clara just because Clara did that. I'm like, oh, so I have to face an internationally ranked chess player at chess? Oh, God. Oh, no. Yeah, so needless to say, I screamed.
Ella also fucking murdered me. So I basically all of these were successful. Even Tay, who his challenge was rock paper scissors,
Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God,
I
Tay.
lost to him.
You lost rock, paper, scissors. It could have led to
Yeah.
a really fun tribal. Unfortunately, it did not.
The other challenges would have been checkers or Pokemon Showdown random battle, which I would have fucking creamed everyone on. So very happy no one took that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just you like, but it's Pokemon Online, and you'd be getting random Pokemon with random sets.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
For $30. Oh, I fucking lost that shit. 1 second.
I can tell you what it is. That
I
was
got
the
this
Gershwin.
one.
That was the Gershwin Theater. That was the Idol.
Yeah.
It
I had to
was-
do a really easy jigsaw puzzle.
Yes, but there was also a second part to it.
Yeah.
What was the second part? I don't remember.
Oh no. Okay, so here's what it was. It was a really easy jigsaw, but if you didn't beat it within the time, we would unleash a command that pinged your entire tribe that you were idol hunting.
Oh yeah,
Oh
but
my
I wasn't really
God.
worried.
That was
That's
what it was.
scary.
That's what it was. The idea of it was you were trying to steal like the wizard's spell book. I think was like the thing we did for it.
That's scary.
The reason why it was themed after Wicked is because it is my favorite musical. So.
Yeah. So, but, like, I think the agreement that we made in the host chat was we can each claim like our favorite musical and put something there.
Yeah,
Mine is Hadestown, Ross's is Wicked, and Emma's was Chicago.
Yeah.
Which is next, I think.
I thought it was 5. Wasn't that 5? That was 50. I thought that was the $50 one.
It did, but I would say Music Box, which was Hadestown.
Okay.
Then $50 was Chicago at the Ambassador Theater, which you would just have to repeat whatever someone said for 24 hours. Maxwell got that first, they do without power. And for $60, which was a big source of drama in this season, Jackson at the Winter Garden Theater had to do a memory test.
Oh my God, those fucking cats. I hate cats.
Jackson was spiraling because he wasted $60 from people and everyone thought he was lying.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, we all thought, even I thought he was lying.
I was
remember-
another. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to find the Illicit Affairs Alliance because we were like making Ella say the stupidest shit in there. There was like something about boobs and like
I do want to say, it was really funny to me, specifically you three. Once you had gotten the idol and you shared it pretty quickly, y'all were like, "There's like, if $30 was an idol, what's above it? Like, how many super idols are there? Like, we're not gonna do that shit."
First off, super idols suck.
Yes.
oh wait, it wasn't Ella, it was Maxwell that got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
Maxwell.
Ella
Yes.
goes, he had to copy everything. So Ella goes, I have huge boobs. So then Maxwell goes, I have huge boobs.
Yeah.
And we were dying. Ella and I were
so
like
funny.
in DMs, like, what else can we make him say?
That was
I
a
believe
fun.
those were
That was
all
a
the
fun little punishment.
advantages. All the advantages we had that season, except for the merge idol.
Oh, we'll
which
get to that. We'll get to it.
Nikki. Oh no,
We'll
get
that's
to it.
next. That's
That's
Ross.
next.
I
I
know
found
it- I
it
know
the
it
day it
is.
was
I
announced.
know it is.
We merge, and then backstory here, which Ross might be able to explain better. Harrison, host for 5 seasons,
4.
4 seasons, does jack shit. Not active. So then when we scrap the Legally Blonde one, I'm like, Ross, what do we do this for the merge idol? And we could theme it after Phantom of the Opera because like the Phantom killed somebody and hides away, whatever. And we say, who can we kill? So Ross, I think text Harrison, doesn't DM, like text him.
Okay, so I have him on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I reached out to him on Snapchat. And I'm like, yo, I need you for something. Get in the Randomvivor VC. He shows up within 2 minutes.
Wow.
That's his response time I've seen from him since this org started. So we kind of pitched the idea, and he's like, I'd love to get killed.
So then we hop in the prod chat and say, hey, Harrison, are you ready? He's asking us for like a week, like, is today the day? Comes in, massive bravado, and gets fucking murdered. And it's so fun. We stage the murder, and then Ross makes these really fun cards, basically like invited to the funeral and help us solve the murder, which is solved within 15 minutes by Niki and Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, no, Jackson didn't. I told Jackson the answer.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
Niki, you solved this shit in 15 minutes.
I did.
We were so mad. I'm going to be so honest. We were so fucking mad when you solved that shit that fast.
But to be fair, something that was very helpful was half of the people, Dennis, hadn't put it in their bios yet. So I didn't know they were the murderers or not. So I wrote down every single person's name, wrote where they were, and then realized, and then I pinged you guys and said, hey, I think these people are supposed to have it. And then you're like, I'm going to go check. So automatically I knew that those aren't the people. And then I solved
we got played. Damn.
It's between my lunch break. And it's one of the first time, it is the first time I ever won an idol hunt that wasn't random. So pretty chuffed about that. But yeah, it was
the irony in the fact that it wasn't random in Randomvivor is not awesome.
I know. But yeah, I found that idol, and I was talking to Jackson about it right now, and we had it I was helping him through it, and we had it down to 3 people. And I'm like, I'm gonna try one, you gonna try one, but since I started it, I'm gonna do the one that we think it's most like it. And I got it. But by that time, I had to tell Jackson, which I didn't really want to, but I did. And
Fuck Sammo then.
I found the idol in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We know.
remember
We were not happy.
I got out of a staff meeting and like got on, saw that it was announced, and then everyone was like, it's already gone. I was like, great.
People knew that fast. Wow.
So Niki did it at 6:36. Jackson did it at 6:37, and Ella did it at 6:51.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I didn't know that.
No one else
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, so Ella had told me, so my staff meetings end at 7 Eastern time. So I had gotten out of my staff meeting and Ella had already told me that it was gone.
Wow. I didn't
So I was
realize
like,
they
there's
knew
no
that
point in
fast.
even trying.
And then we get to my favorite challenge. One singular sensation.
Sensation.
Oh my god, I hate that.
One singular
If it wasn't for the
sensation,
baby.
every little step she takes.
If it wasn't for the baby,
Baby.
I
If it
love
wasn't for what?
challenges.
The baby.
I love call and response challenges. Anyways, specifically, I love hosting them. Actually, doing them sucks ass.
Bro, flashback to Randomvivor, where they had like 30 different martinis for us to look.
I mean, we did that in season 3 as well. What's that hat is speaking?
I hate that challenge.
I
hate
love that
playing
challenge.
it.
I still
I
have
hate
so
playing
many hats from that challenge in my
I hate
camera roll.
playing it, but it's so fun to host. It really is.
It's so much fun to host. I love hosting this dumb shit. Like, I know for this season specifically, I made like emotes for like the Discord backgrounds,
hmm
so that way I can fuck with people using that.
I'm trying to remember. Man, we made like 30 at least. Like we made a bunch. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can
Evil.
Monsters.
Oh, the cocktails. That's what it was.
She had to get it out of her system after what we did to her in What's That Hat? Okay, like
Then we get now we start a round of seemingly boring votes, but I think they're also like really interesting because Dominic goes here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
no, Bones.
goes here.
Bones goes here. Bones goes
And
here.
Bones.
It's like the easy
Yeah.
unanimous vote.
Even though everyone loves her, she's just not active enough and couldn't save herself.
Yeah.
Well, she was
didn't she
asking-
also?
he-
I was
he
gonna say, did she
asked
ask?
us to vote because I didn't want to vote Bones, but she sent all of. Well, I know for a fact she sent Jackson and I both a message asking us to vote her out.
Yeah, she asked everyone to vote her out, and then I convinced her to give me all her money. Aegon, sorry, my dog. I convinced her to give me her money and vote for me so I would be immune.
I
the
was
next
so pissed that she voted for you. I was so pissed.
time.
So funny.
Dude, I remember talking to her too and be like, oh my goodness, I hope everything gets better, blah, blah. And I was like really trying to talk to her. I was going to try and talk to her, see if she would vote me, but then she just stopped responding. And I was like, no.
Damn.
I literally, I'm leaving my confessionals right now. It's like, I didn't want Bones. I wanted Britt. And now Britt's immune.
Dang.
Gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bones has to get voted out. Gets voted out.
Yes.
There we go.
And next challenge, we get the sacrifices.
Oh, this was such a crazy
boy.
Yeah.
This is where the chaos begins.
This is where
It
chaos
does.
starts.
Anna and Tay,
Oh.
craziness happens.
Anna and Tay.
Oh.
And so the sacrifice is in order, and I'll just read you what I put in the treat mail. The first one, host change your profile picture for 2 rounds. Everyone but Lola took
Oh
it.
my god, that was awful.
I don't know
I
why Lola
hated
didn't
that.
take it. That was like the one thing I was
No,
kind of like,
But
why? did
do you
take it?
remember what we got it changed to
Ross
and
did,
our
which
names?
was
Oh my
I'm genius.
goodness.
Okay, can I just say?
cried.
I just want to say I'm a fucking genius for that. Anyway,
And sacrifice 2 was everyone changes their names. So Ross, what did you do to everyone
Yeah,
besides
tell us,
Lola?
Ross.
I thought
Okay, so I
too,
wanna put this
decided
out
what
there.
our names were gonna be.
okay, so I didn't change the names. I could put that out there right now. Remember?
No.
It was the
Max
winner
did.
of the challenge who changed the names.
Yeah,
Tay changed the
Tay did
names and decided to switch it to
Okay.
to other people.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of like, I have the opportunity to do the funniest fucking thing.
That was the most chaotic thing I've ever
I
seen. And then
I-
Ross
I
was
always-
like, everybody take different people like profile pictures. And I was just
So,
like, oh.
okay. So Sammo, you almost got. I don't think I've shown. I think I've shown you this Texas.
Text ass?
Okay,
Oh,
in an org I played previous to this, I got this advantage that allowed me to just switch everyone's names and profile pictures to whatever I wanted. I named someone Texas and gave him a PFP of Texas with a butt because his name was
Oh.
Austin.
I would have taken that and said I literally just became Britt. I literally just Britt.
I became Maxwell, and I don't have Nitro or anything, so I was Maxwell for everything.
Dude,
And
me
people
too.
started asking me like, "Is this your boyfriend? Did you get a boyfriend?" Wow,
No
Niki.
way.
And I'm like,
Oh
no. And then I had to explain to people I work with why there was Maxwell as my profile photo.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I was literally just Brit in every server, and they're like, "Dude, why is your profile picture like that?" And I was like, "Don't ask."
I would
I'm
rather
Like
be
I
Brit
said,
than
I
Maxwell.
I didn't choose this. All if you have anyone to blame here, blame Tay because the names were what
No, for
made
real.
this start.
I blame Brit.
Because like I said, I was originally just gonna do random bullshit for everyone. And then fucking Tay comes with this genius fucking idea.
And then DMs were a nightmare because this is where like shit hit the fan.
Yes.
And it's just like, who am I messaging? I have to triple check anytime I send a DM just to make sure I'm really talking to Niki or I'm really talking to Lola and I'm not accidentally saying this to like Ella or Maxwell. And that's
This is when we had our like hour-long VC too, Sammo.
yeah, we were playing Animal Crossing and then like talking also, I think. And you were like, no, yeah, Anna told us you like tricked her or whatever. And I was like, huh? I remember genuinely just being like, excuse me? What?
Hey, yo, what?
So real quickly, Sacrifice 3 is that your vote is publicly revealed for the next tribal council. Everyone took it, so you
Yes.
could not hide. And then Sacrifice 4 was lose your vote at the next tribal council.
I dropped out of that one, I think.
Everyone did except for
except
Anna.
Anna and Tay.
Actually, I remember this. I actually never took the reveal your vote one, but you guys gave me that one anyways.
Oh fuck.
Wait, you
And
did
so,
it?
but I didn't say anything because everybody else had taken it, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's like I can't believe like everybody took that. That's crazy." And I was like, "Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe everybody took."
Wait,
that.
did you not? Hold on, I'm gonna go look.
No,
need to
I
go
never
look
took
through
it.
this now.
Like you
I
can
need
check
to look.
my.
I'm
you
gonna
can
go
check-
look. Hold on.
I stopped right at reveal your vote because I was just like, I'm not gonna tell people who I voted.
So
And then-
Sacrifice
and so-
5.
I just received an extra sacrifice.
Oh boy, now I have to
Sacrifice
scroll through
5.
Emma's challenge from hell. We'll get to that.
Oh god.
Sacrifice
Um,
5 was earn a disadvantage in next immunity challenge, which Anna and Tay took. And Sacrifice 6 was you are tethered to a player of your choice, which they both took. I will get to that one here in a minute.
Please do. I have thoughts.
Sacrifice 8 was you automatically self-vote at the next 2 tribal councils,
That was
which they
crazy.
both took. And publicly reveal your trust rankings at the end of the challenge, which only Tay took. And then he continued. Sacrifice 9
Oh
was
yeah,
earn
you're right. You
disadvantage.
didn't take it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's on me. Sorry. I didn't
I
put
mean,
three.
I
It's because
purposely
I put
didn't say
three.
anything.
It's because I put 3. That's on
Yeah.
me.
Earn a disadvantage at the final immunity challenge, which he took. And then make all alliance chats and everyone who is in them public, which he did not take, which sounds evil until y'all hear that I actually took that in Globeviver.
Why would you do that to
You
yourself?
did.
Because
You
I had
did.
never won individual immunity before, and I wanted to.
Oh,
You
Jesus.
Fool.
Did it
Where I
really?
made an
Just win
alliance.
touchy subjects every single time, like me.
I made an alliance with almost everyone in the game
You did.
because I believe that it was just here's everyone that you have an alliance with. Because if it says I have an alliance with everyone, they know it's because of that like alliance chat. That's not how it worked.
No, that was such a crazy round. I'm production on Globevivo, and I remember we were like freaking out.
Tell me that's not like the coolest fucking move though if it works.
It would have been, but it didn't. Oh,
It would have been, but no.
Yeah, but that sacrifice challenge was crazy. Oh my god.
I think that was actually, I remember that being like the first red flag that Anna was like playing hard, because Anna was in like a really great position. Everybody liked her.
She
She was
was.
doing great. At least everyone on our side did. And I still had like 100%, I mean, at least 90% trust in Anna. And like, I loved her vibes. I still wanted to keep working with her. And then, you know, she started taking more and more. And I was like, she didn't need them. At least I didn't feel like she did. I felt like she was in at least a good enough spot to where her voice would be heard in a vote. And plus, they still had majority over us. So it was like,
She was in a really good spot on our tribe too, I thought.
yeah.
she was
And so
good.
I think that was her taking that many sacrifices, was like, everybody was literally like, why? Like, why are you taking this many? Why do you feel in danger? And that set off so many red flags, I think, to literally everybody.
But I would love to like this round was the hardest for me because Anna tethered herself to me, and thus only Anna could talk to me. And I was having to tell Anna everything that was happening. I had to tell Anna her name was out there. And I was like not wanting to vote for Anna because I was tethered to her, but also Anna didn't have a vote. I couldn't do anything. And I want to call out a move that I did that I'm still very proud of. I told her that myself, Sammo, and Jackson were fighting to save her. Or it's
my God.
Sammo, Jackson, and Clara were fighting to save her.
I remember
in hopes
this.
that
Oh my
when
God.
Anna gets voted out, Anna will 100% get her joy vote to either Sammo, Jackson, Clara, or myself. Because she doesn't know the truth. She doesn't know that we all said, absolutely, let's vote for her. I think Sammo even was one of the people that brought up Anna's name in the first place.
Yeah.
But I lied to Anna so that Anna would see Sammo, Jackson, and myself and Clara as amazing people, so that if any of us made us to final tribal council, we would get her joy vote. But then she fucked me over because, and I think Britt noticed this. She talked to me about it. When Anna was getting voted out, she put K to people who said GG, just the reaction K, and then hearts for Jackson, Clara, Sammo, and I, showing that I had gave her wrong information, and she signed my I really had to do a lot of work to
she
save
like
myself.
really insinuated it, and she, like very deliberately only giving us love. And I remember, I think, talking to Britt, and I think talking to Ella and Maxwell, because me and Ella were like really talking at that time, and we compared a lot of notes the night before, and she had also spilled to me that, you know, Anna had said that I had tricked them, and I was like, that did not happen whatsoever. Like, I just want to be 100% clear. Like, I literally like just begged her, and she handed y'all over, literally. And like and so I remember me and Ella talking about it, like, yeah, she's got to go, like, ASAP. And then the next day, all of that stuff was happening, and then finding out that Anna tethered herself to Niki and being like, why did she pick Niki?
I don't know.
And us being like freaked out about it. It's like, she's trying to get information from our side, blah, blah, blah. And then Tay was tethered to me. And so that was not surprising, honestly, but I didn't want to tell anybody, but I kind of had to. But I remember first telling, because Niki told me and Jackson. I can't remember if he told me first in DMs and then brought it to the Alliance, or if he brought it to the Alliance first. It was one of those two. But you were like, Anna tethered herself to me. Oh my God. And we were like, oh my God, what do we do? And then I think I told Lola.
And Lola told everyone.
And then, no, that's not even, okay, no, I told Lola. And then I think I told Britt. And then I think I told Ella. And then I can't remember who else I told. And then it kind of trickled from there. And I think I was like, no, I think Lola told Britt. Or like Lola told Ella, blah, blah, blah. Because there was that misconception, not really a misconception, because they were really close. I think Lola and Ella had some kind of bond. And so I think I was like, oh, no, I think Lola told Ella. I haven't told her anything, blah, blah. Like, I was really trying to downplay that I was, like, on decent terms with Ella. And, like, we had already talked about wanting to go for Anna the night before. And so that happened. And then I had to, like, kind of spill, like, oh, yeah, Tay tethered themselves to me. but like nothing's really going on and they're safe. So like I'm just telling them like, hey, we're voting Anna. Like I don't really have to tell them anything, stuff like that. And I don't think anybody really took that too like bad, really, because it was Tay. Tay really wasn't. Tay was at the bottom at that point. So I don't think anybody really like particularly cared because it was just very obvious, especially since the trust rankings had just come out. They're like, oh, like they're kind of a duo, but also like I was trying to be very open about like, oh yeah, no, if I have to vote out Tay, I'll do it. Like I didn't want to continue to drag myself down with Tay, but I still wanted to keep that relationship there in the case, like in the case that they were voted out, they could still vote me, but it didn't even end up happening because they lost their vote the next round too. So there was no point in that. But yeah, back to Anna like leaving her in her like final messages. She was like, you guys know who you are, who were like trying to save me, blah blah blah. And then like responded with hearts to like certain people. I remember
it
Ella
fucked me over so bad.
Yeah, and I remember Ella and I think Britt and maybe even Maxwell, I think. And just kind of being like, I wonder why she said that, blah blah blah, and just kind of being like, I have no idea. That's so crazy. Like she was probably just mad that she's getting voted off, yada yada. Like she was the one who tried being messy and like really just trying to like villainize the crap out of her, honestly, which was so bad. She really didn't deserve so like the amount of shit that she got. But I was really trying to just like cover up my tracks and also Niki's tracks a little bit, because if Niki's secret got out that she gave her wrong information, we were also going down. So like you know, we kind of had to do what we had to do, really.
Yep.
That was a crazy round.
Yeah, I felt so bad. I
think that's where I think shit's so interesting, like that round. Or like this forward is where again Bones asked to go. But we don't take our foot off the gas, really.
Yeah,
the rest of the season after this vote,
it keeps going.
Yeah. Next round, we get to the logic puzzle. Oh yeah.
No, Tay's next.
Oh yeah.
Yay, Tay!
We do the logic puzzle,
Rip Tay.
which exists.
Rest in peace.
Niki wins immunity.
I do.
Slay.
Thank you.
And this is where Tay gets targeted.
Yes.
I feel like y'all should know about that one pretty well.
Yeah, I was like, I knew Tay was gonna go home, and like Tay was trying to talk to people, but obviously not getting really anything except from me. And I think everybody at that point knew that like we were pretty close, and I was trying to be like, no, we're not really that close. Like, I'm still willing to vote him if you want to take him out. Like, I'm totally fine. Like, I was trying so hard not to get dragged down because I was terrified that somehow that was gonna be like some part of my downfall, really. Especially since like Tay was very much like, I don't want to say an emotional player, but
Tay was an emotional player.
He definitely had an attitude. I will say that. But that's just kind of how Tay is. He's very confrontational. He's not afraid to speak his mind, which like I love about him, but also it was so nerve-wracking because I was like, okay, if I tell Tay that his name is out there, I have to be very careful about how I word this and about telling him not to include me whatsoever and say he heard it from somewhere else or that he's just assuming, because otherwise people are going to immediately think it's me, especially because of the trust rankings, and I'm totally screwed. And then I think he came to me at like midnight the night before and was like, I'm trying to go to a theater and like I just want to get something to save me. I know they're gonna vote me this round, blah blah blah. And like I'm just really scared. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I think I had like $10, really, like nothing of value to buy anything for myself. And I didn't want to put a bigger target on myself because I was already at the top of his rankings and everybody knew that. And so I was like, here, take my money. You can have it. Like whatever you have, you can keep. If you get something great, just let me know. Like, and then we can figure out what we're gonna do from there. And then he ends up getting shot in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh my god, that's great. Like you can totally use it. And like if it works, like great, we can vote somebody. and we'll see what goes. And I was like, maybe like at the very best blindside somebody. I was like, maybe who did I want? That's who I wanted. I was thinking about Ella, and we had already been talking about possibly voting Ella at some point and Peggy, and I think it was either Ella or Clara that we wanted at some point. And then Lola was also kind of in the middle because she came off more closer to Maxwell and Ella than she did to our side. And so we were like really questioning like who would be kind of like the next best thing. But like Tay was still there and everyone wanted Tay out. So like best case scenario, Tay would play the shot in the dark. And, I would have a part in that. It would keep Tay in the game for another round. And then, somebody else would have gone home more than likely. Worst case scenario, nothing happens. Tay still goes home. I just have no money, which is fine because what was I going to do with $10? Nothing. Buy a meal at McDonald's. That's literally it. Yeah, and I think that was it. Tay just went home because the shot in the dark didn't work. So it's just like, damn, that's unfortunate. And that was that.
Mm-hmm.
that was that.
I think it's an incredible move in theory, though.
Yeah, in theory.
Had it worked, it would have been a great move. And that would have been secretly under my belt too because nobody knew. Except I think maybe Jackson would have gotten an idea because he did say he was keeping a chart full of whoever had money.
He knew. And
so, yeah, he would have figured out that somebody gave it to him. But I don't think he would have said it in the chat and like questioned me about it because we had such a tight bond at that point. So I don't think he would have said something until like late game.
Yeah.
Got you.
The next round's fun.
Oh, this was a good one.
Is it the round I'm thinking of?
It's my round. It's Ella.
It is Ella. Yes, I love this round.
This was so good.
Okay.
So because they did trivia. Two people got perfect. Lola gets immunity. No, Jackson. Jackson gets immunity. What happened? Why are y'all so excited?
Okay, so this is what?
This is Peak and Peggy right here.
This is Peak and Peggy. This is. I want to let you know that to this day, this is what I put as my survival star moment on my resumes whenever I apply to anything. Is this
You're
move?
so real for that. Awesome.
It's so good.
So pretty much what happened, I'm reading my confessionals right now, is Lola was after me. Lola was like anti-Niki to the max, and Lola leaked every single thing. So I found out from Sammo that Lola was saying my name and that the Webblers were all coming together to vote me out. And like Sammo has been saying, we were thinking of voting Ella, but I was both, no one was really talking to me, but Sammo and Jackson obviously were, and they were like, everyone's voting for you, Niki. And I'm like, this is too simple. Why would all of them be voting for me? And I was very worried that Sammo and Jackson were lying to me and that actually they were all playing me. But what ended up happening is everyone voted for me. Every single person, including Sammo and Jackson. And we did that deliberately so people wouldn't realize how close Sammo and Jackson and I were playing. And to this point, I do regret that I've let them vote for me. I think it would have been a better move in my part for them to vote with Ella with me, because after this round, I was seen as a big bad.
Yeah,
but I
isolated you a little bit.
It did.
But you still had us in theory.
I did, absolutely. But no one really understood that to that extent. Mm-hmm. So I played my idol and sent Ella home. But Maxwell, I believe, had Ella's idol. And I forgot, Sammo, maybe you remember. Someone told Maxwell that he was the vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he played it on himself, or did he play it on Britt? I forgot.
No, okay. Oh,
that wasn't Ella's idol. The three of us, like,
yes,
literally
it was the three of you guys. You put all the money together.
Of the game, bought that together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it was
So
like
I-
all three of
yeah.
our idols, but I was the one that was like holding on to it, and like I was at a swim meet, so I sent it to
Yes, oh
Maxwell
my
like
gosh,
just
yes.
in case,
Yeah.
which became like a joke that we were like split parents who were like trading off custody of the idol every round.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he played it on me.
Yes, he
Yeah.
played on you. I'm sorry, Brett. I forgot that. It was a blur.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he played because someone leaked. I think it was you, Sammo, or maybe
I
you
leaked
said
it to
Britt's the
Maxwell.
vote.
Yeah.
Nikki's voting for Britt. And I had told people as well that I was thinking of voting Britt as well.
That was so genius. Honestly, I remember exactly like you were saying earlier. I was messaging Lola and she told me the night before or the night of tribal, question mark, one of the two. But she was like, yeah, I think they've mentioned like Niki, and yet like real low key, like in passing, really. And I was like, immediately took it as like, okay, so they're 100% gonna vote Niki.
Yes.
But Lola's like saying this as to kind of gauge my reaction. And so I'm like, oh wow, really? They want to vote Niki? And I'm like, oh, how are you feeling about it? They're like, and Lola was like, honestly, like I'm fine with it. I feel like, Niki's like really socially like well off, yada yada. And I'm like, no, yeah, I totally get that, blah blah blah. And I'm like kind of talking to her like through it, stuff like that. And then I immediately go to you and I'm like, uh-oh, this is like literally minutes later. And I'm like, uh-oh, Lola told me the Webbers want to vote you. And I I said it definitely in a more like exaggerated way because Lola didn't really say it like that.
Yeah.
But you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
and at this point, Sammo had already known about the idol. I had told Sammo a few days before this.
Yes, I remember you telling me about it, and I was like, I remember seething about it in my confessional. I was like, she has an idol, and she told Jackson before me?
Wait, I was forced to tell Jackson, but yes, I did.
I know, and you were like, I was forced to tell him, I'm so sorry. And I was like, part of me feels like this is a lie, and they're like closer together than they are with me. But you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna take the high road. I'm gonna believe her. But I was definitely like questioning everything at some point right there, and I was just like, ooh, okay, this is a thing. And
I remember being in the call when you did tell her, I think. Right?
Yeah, and I was texting Jackson, act your butt off, act like this is a shock. And I brought it up. And then I later used that against Jackson, because eventually there was a point I wanted Jackson out. And I was told Sammo, I'm like, Jackson knew from the very beginning, which painted me in a bad light, but I didn't realize that until after. But yeah, you were on the call, Ross.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I think also during that conversation where I told you that what Lola had told me, I was trying to also like half protect Lola because I still needed her for just giving me information.
Yes.
Because I was taking the information that she was giving me and literally just putting it straight into Aunt Peggy. At least like 80% of it. If there was like bits that I wanted to keep for myself, I think I did. But I was like, no, she said she doesn't feel right voting you, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, Lola was talking to me and then stopped like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if she will vote you, but she did mention that the only one she won't get blood on her hands for voting is for Britt. And then I think that was true. And I think that was why I wanted to tell Maxwell Britt, because it just kind of added up. And then we were like, okay, so now we have to kind of figure out what we're going to do. And then you were like, okay, but if I idol, we choose who goes. And I was already like, we were on the same wavelength. And I was like, exactly, bitch. We are going to idol and we're going to send home whoever we want. And so the next day, I think I barely talked to Maxwell, but I was like, no, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of Niki going around. And I think he was like, do you have any idea like who Niki's going to vote or like just like for like the twist or something like that? I think that might've been what he said or something, but it was like, do you have any idea who she's voting? Has she talked to you at all? And I was like, yeah, I was kind of talking to her earlier and she had like mentioned possibly voting for Britt and like passing. I don't know how true it is, but that was just what I had heard, blah, blah, blah. And so, in my confessional, I'm like literally like, oh my God, the tea is piping, ladies. And I'm like more leaking to Niki, and I like have screenshots. And I'm like, I'm leaking to Niki, but also saying like we should like vote Ella for maximum chaos because Ella was in a fantastic spot.
And I've been trying to go for Ella since the very beginning.
Yeah, and Ella was in a fantastic spot, and especially because
I think it's like if we're looking at it, especially like these two alliances running everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And like the way I saw it, Lola was more willing to like be loyal to Ella and her side, the way like we viewed it, Ella and her side, than kind of like our original tribe. So I was like, okay, we have to eliminate one of them. And right now, like especially with me having previously planned out things with Ella, I was like, okay, if Ella's already making inroads with me, she's very obviously got some in with Britt and Maxwell, and then also Lola. So like she's got her connections. So she's a pretty big threat in my eyes, at least. And Niki was like, yes, send her home. And so it was at that point we were just like, okay, we know who we're wanting to idle out, but also how do we execute this? And so let me see. Looking at our screenshots.
Yeah, it was a very chaotic run because I was at a job today that I couldn't be on my phone at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I kept on going to the bathroom to text you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then I remember Clara actually tossed my name also, and I was like, "Oh, I'm," and like me and Clara have played several orgs before, so it was just like, "Girl, be so for real. We're not doing this right now."
Oh yeah, Clara like was like, Sammo's a threat like every single round.
But Britt, can I have your reaction to like when Maxwell played the idol on you? Because I was like, I would have been angry.
We didn't see that coming.
No, we didn't. And I want to know what happened, what your reaction was with that.
I wasn't there.
No, I know.
I was at a swim meet.
Yeah.
Coaching.
But when you came back, what was that like? Were you?
Well, so I came back and basically like Maxwell was just like, he had already typed out this whole message. He was like, I'm sorry I wasted the idol. Like a couple people told me that Niki was voting you. So when she played her idol, I panicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like that makes sense. I probably would have done the same thing.
Britt, my imagination is you came in like that one Community meme where fucking
everything's
Troy
on fire.
walking in with the pizza. Pizza and the world's on fire.
It's like Troy comes back and he's like,
why is Niki still here?
Pierce is shot in the leg. The entire apartment's on fire. Like,
oh my god, that's kind of exactly what happened. I remember, I think it was like, I'm looking at the screenshot now. It says 2 p.m. the day of tribal, and Ella's like, "Are you good for like voting Niki?" Blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, I'll put in my vote for Niki soon." And I was like, "If I hear anything else, I'll keep you updated." She says, "Are you sure? Like, you're good with that? I'm just gonna vote Niki then too." And she was like, "Is Lola good with that?" Like, she hadn't been in contact with Lola, and I was like, "I know for a fact she's been in contact with Lola." And then I was like, "I'm good with it. I know I still have you and Lola that I trust here, so I don't mind too much." And I was like, "Claire tossing on my name is not fun, and definitely something I want to cross next round. Blah blah blah." And then she was like, "Well, she said she's wary of me for no reason before, so." And then Ella goes, "Keep quiet, and we can talk about that later." And I was like, "Keep quiet! You don't tell me keep quiet. Never
keep quiet. That's crazy."
No, literally. I remember I took a screenshot and I put in my confession. I was like, "Ma'am, this has been out since last night." I was like, "I already leaked this, girl." Ooh.
The fucking tea. I am in love. This is great.
Like,
that
if
was
this
a
goes
really
perfectly, I was like, if this goes perfectly, Ella will be idled out and I will laugh gleefully. And then the next screenshot was gone. And I was like, yes. Oh my god. That was crazy.
I was so happy that worked out. And like, I would definitely do things differently now, but it worked out better than expected with the flesh idol and everything like that. Just the lasting impression after this was that now I was the big threat. I got everyone's favorite person out. I'm the big bad. And I think like everyone kept on saying I'm the cat with like 9 lives because no one could get me out.
It was great. It's because everyone pictured you isolated because everybody voted you.
But
we
and
still
I kept
had
surviving for like 3 more rounds. And
Because you didn't even win fucking immunity. You just got the target off yourself.
I just got it off. And
it wasn't like a Dennis situation like what happened the previous season.
exactly.
No, it was literally you just kept getting the target off you.
No, and I'm very proud of that too because Lola kept getting after me. I was the cat with 9 lives. I was the big I think actually it was Lola or Britt that said it. That like I gave off final boss energy, and to this day I want to put it as my Discord because I screenshot it. I want to put it as my my banner in Discord, but I'm afraid that people are gonna see it and then automatically vote me out.
Real,
but. Like I'm final boss energy.
That does paint a target, doesn't it?
I remember right after the idol play happened, and Maxwell had played Britt's idol and wasted it, and I was like, yes, like let's go. Like we wasted an idol, we idled out somebody that we wanted. This is perfect. And then I immediately get a DM from Maxwell, and it's like, and now y'all can pick off the remaining Webbers off one by one if you so choose. And I was just like, ma'am. I was like, wasn't this what y'all were trying to do to us? Huh?
So here's the crazy thing to me, is that if we're playing this out, y'all should be able to pagong them. Because theoretically, you have Lola.
On paper, we have
numbers. And that's majority. Yes. However,
Lola
and then transitioning to the next round, Lola wants to fucking jump ship, and so does Clara. So somehow y'all are in the minority. God help y'all. Somehow you lost it.
I don't know how we got out of that unscathed, but we did. And it was just so weird. It was such a weird round. Because it was like at this point, I was like, okay, I love Lola, but at this point, she's too much of like a social threat. And also, she's no help to us anymore. If she's going to keep voting with Maxwell and Britt, like, what am I going to, like, I'm not going to keep her around if she's not going to, like, vote with me. If I can't trust her 100%, like, the only thing I can trust from her is that she's going to tell me information. And that's literally it. And that was the only thing keeping her around for me. But like up at that point, it's already what, final 6, final 7?
So final 7, y'all get the loved ones challenge, which I want to speak on briefly because this is the challenge that I've had to do twice as a player. And second time it went okay. Shut up, Park 5. Y'all know what you're doing. When I did it in my first org, Jesus fucking Christ, it was the worst thing imaginable. We literally took an hour and a half on the challenge because it was purposefully misleading. And was meant for us to just get fucked. So I said,
are you talking about Glowvivor?
No, it was in lore. Or no, no. What did we play together?
Myth?
Yeah, it was in Mythvivor.
Oh, you did it in Myth? Oh.
Yeah, because you guys.
Oh, that's right. I said out of that challenge. I said out of that challenge because I had
Amazon
PTSD for my time doing it in Glowvivor. That's right.
Yeah. So I decided to be nice to y'all and give you the easier version. Rather than it's a 4x4. It is a 3x3 with 2 people.
Yeah.
A 3x3 with 2 people, and it's not just a straight up pattern.
Yeah, that's a globe thing.
I hate. Dennis knows my opinion. Also, everyone should know my opinion. I think after that alliance, after that ended, we made an alliance called "Fuck You, Dennis."
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay, Adelaide. Just to be fair, that one that you did in Parkvivor was hands down the hardest one we've ever done, and we're never going to do that again. And that was
no. Here's the thing, Britt. That one was not that bad. Like we got through it.
Okay, but what I failed to realize was that it was a repeating pattern, so there was actually no edges.
Did I ever send you the one
why
that I
we had to give you the corner pieces?
Oh, that's actually fair.
All right, let's move along. We're already. This is already now the longest episode of Randomvivor Rewind yet.
Yeah, it's so long.
As it should be.
Britt wins immunity, and the Lola gets voted out.
Lola gets voted out by some miracle. Claire votes her, I believe.
Yes, which was insane.
I know. I remember talking to her too, and we made an alliance with Claire and everything.
We did.
And she was like, no, like Lola has to go, blah, blah. And I was like, honestly, this is the weirdest thing ever. Like Clara went like 3 rounds ago up until now saying that she wanted to get me out. And now we're on the same side.
Yeah.
It made
the
no
game of Survivor.
It made no sense to me, but I was just like, you know, I'm gonna like if we have the numbers to vote out Lola, I'll take it.
Because it
I
was
will
4-3, 3 votes for me. Yeah, I got I'm like getting voted every single round now. So like it was 3 votes Niki, 4 votes Lola, and Cleo was the one who flipped. And then Cleo felt so bad for it because people were apparently being, from what she told me, very upset with her about it.
Well, so
yeah.
Britt, you voted Niki. Do you remember what this round like went like for you?
Yeah, the reason that Maxwell and I were so upset with Clara was because we literally gave her full reins and we were like, who do you want out? Like, we let her make all the decisions. And she just immediately said Niki. And then we were like, are you sure? Like, because we're open to like any of them. And she's like, no, I'm positive. Like, gave all these reasons why she wanted Niki out and then didn't even vote with us.
That's crazy.
But I remember, like, she told me she was voting me, and she told me that I was going, and I wrote my final words. And then Sammo said Claire was with us, and I'm like, what? And I think I somehow convinced Clara to vote with me.
Yeah, that was the weird part. I think you definitely helped in convincing her because I was like 100% sure. I was like, if I go to Clara and I'm like, hey, you should vote with us, she's not gonna fucking vote with us. Just based on prior knowledge and org history with her, I was like, ooh, I don't know if it'll go down well. I was like, Niki, you should try talking to her. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, so I remember being able to do that. I'm trying to figure out my confessionals, but
yeah, by some miracle,
I did find your last words here if you wanted to hear them.
Sure.
Well, damn, I would say good move, but it was highly predictable. The person who is going to win this game isn't going to be the person who did the easy moves. It's going to be the person who made interesting moves. Good luck. I will see you at FTC. Eat Qdoba and pet a guinea pig for me.
Eat Qdoba.
The Qdoba was
that reminds me, Niki, I found out the place I grew up has a Qdoba now.
Nice.
Oh, great.
I need to go there. Next time I'm there, I need to go.
Great, go for me.
Oh my god, I just realized we didn't bring up the freaking fast food tier list.
Oh my god.
That's gotta be like top 10 Randomvivor moments for me. Is just sitting in that VC with OG Sondheim and just making that fast food tier list.
Yeah.
It was a vibe.
It was great. I loved it. I'm dying on the hill. Moe's is better than Chipotle. Anyways.
No.
But no,
yes.
Moe's
yes.
is better than Chipotle. It's
Thank
not a
you.
lie. It's a fact.
Thank you.
What's better than
you.
Chipotle?
Moe's.
I've never been to Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's.
Yes, thank you. I got it last night. It was so good.
Nice.
We don't have Moe's in Colorado. That's why Sammo's never been. There's no Moe's like out here.
It's a
like
East
a
Coast
thing,
thing, isn't it?
Final 6 was touchy subjects.
Oh, I remember this one.
With Britt winning with 15 out of 20.
And then Maxwell immediately left.
Not
shot in the dark. It was a swap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've only ever lost touchy subjects one time.
I actually thought that was really funny because I actually didn't want to go for Maxwell there. I was slightly considering it, but I was preferring Clara at some point.
Did Maxwell swap?
He did. It expired that round. He had to.
Why the fuck? Why do I see him as voting on the voting chart then?
No, not with the Clara one.
Yeah.
It says SITD. Well, it doesn't.
Clara used the shot in the dark.
Clara did a shot in the dark, but yeah, he swapped. I'm looking at my confessionals right now, and I'm like, he just threw Clara to the wolves.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a peanut error, and we're gonna have to figure that one out. Great.
Yeah, I'm looking at my confessional. It says, "Girl, Maxwell wasn't even gonna go."
Yeah, so he left, and he threw Clara under the bus.
Yeah,
I mean, in Maxwell's defense, this was also the last round he could use it.
Yeah,
yes,
so
absolutely
it made sense to use it, and obviously like secure himself for another round. So I 100% understand the move.
And Britt was safe this round, which
Yeah,
was
right.
his number
Oh
one.
yeah, I'm
So,
looking. I'm actually looking. Oh wait, no, because it would have been.
That was the plan all along, though. The plan was
Okay.
even before I won immunity, one of us would win immunity, hopefully, and the other would get.
what do you
sent
think
away.
would have happened if neither of you won immunity?
We would have went for Clara.
Real.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
100%
real.
agree.
No, yeah. I think at that point I was like debating on it. And then the round before, Niki had given me her shot in the dark because she was worried about going home. And
Yeah,
I
I
still
did.
had it. And I remember
Oh,
really
I was so pissed at you. I was so pissed at you.
Oh my god. I remember seriously debating on keeping it. I was like, oh, I could keep it. It would be really fucked up. And it would be really mean, but I could. And I ended up giving it back, and I was like, okay, for the sake of like jury management and also making sure I'm safe for like at least another round or two, I was like, I'm gonna give it back. And I genuinely was busy. I was doing other things, but I had time to look through Discord, and I definitely saw your messages, and I was still like debating on what I wanted to do.
Because I was mean to you. I admit I was Niki version mean, which is not mean at all. But like I sent you a message being like, it's really rude if you don't give me my shot in the dark back. I just saved you or something like that.
And I was just like, oof. And I was just like, dang, if I really don't give it back to her, this might like screw me over in that jury.
I would have voted you. I would have flipped in an instant and voted you out. If you had done that, I would have cut all ties and I would be like, hey, Britt, what's up? Let's vote Sammo.
No,
for what would have happened.
I was like, I was really debating it. And I was like, you know what? The smart decision would be to give it back. Like
the fun decision.
The fun decision would be to keep it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally wrote like a whole confessional about it. And I was like, okay, so there's so much at stake with this tribal, and I was thinking about not giving Niki back her shot in the dark, but I ended up caving because I worked too damn hard to start burning bridges now and fucking me over. and I was like, anyways, so Niki has it, and I'm telling her not to play it anyways, because if she does, we go to Rocks 2-2, because Clara and Britt are 100% voting Niki. I don't even think anyone else knows that she has that, and it won't ever see the light of day. And then I go, but basically Clara has a lot of bargaining power. She was the swing vote for us last round and would be again next round if she stays over Niki. But if Britt wins immunity, there's a very good chance Jackson or I go home. And I was like, not going to lie, sneaking out Jackson could very well be feasible. But then I'd be stuck in a 3-1 situation where I'm literally just against Britt, Niki, and I think Clara. No, Maxwell.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my thing says, Sammo won't give me back my shot in the dark. I'm going to get her. Never mind. Sammo's back on my nice list. Happy face.
My nice list.
I really wrote nice list.
My nice list is crazy.
And I think my next comment was like, I was like, so fuck that. Keeping Niki at least gives me Final Four, because if she's not immune next round, boom, she goes.
Yes.
If she is, we go Britt or even Jackson, to be honest, because we had already discussed possibly going Jackson. And I was like, I have options and no bridges burned. This will set me up pretty good, I think. And I was like nuts. And then I think it's because y'all forgot that Clara played her shot in the dark.
Yeah.
And she was like voted out already. And then she was like,
we revealed the votes.
Shot in the dark. And we were like, what the fuck is going on?
We reveal the votes, and then as I'm literally I go to like, can I do the voting, the vote reveal, and as I'm like saying like goodbye, good game, any final words, I see that she played it, but because she didn't ping production, I had just missed it.
Yeah.
So I hold everything and I do the rock draw after the votes are read. Basically, there's a 1 in 6 chance that Niki goes here.
Yes.
And I will say, if that did end up happening, you would have gotten most robbed, mostly because of that host error. Like,
it's all good. And, well, she got most robbed, and she was. But I remember I was like shook because there was so much more writing on it because I knew I had the votes. So
yeah.
But yeah, Clara was a rough vote, and I'm looking back at my confessionals now. And Sammo, you were going to vote me during this Clara vote, according to my confessionals. But I was able to convince you to vote Clara here, and Jackson is like, you're a cockroach because I refuse to die. So
How did Dennis
Yeah.
play 2 seasons in a row? That's crazy.
yeah, no, Lily, and you said when did Dennis join the season? Because I like, yeah. So Sammo, thanks for saving me there. Because I literally was doing like a pitch to y'all that I had to stay so Clara could go. Because I knew I was on borrowed time.
Yeah. Next round?
Yeah.
All right.
Next round is the Emma challenge. Y'all went into the woods.
I hate
Yes.
this challenge.
I love this challenge. It was fun.
Where Britt wins immunity and we say goodbye to Niki.
No,
That's in the chat.
Where
Max won
everyone-
immunity.
Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maxwell
Maxwell.
immunity,
Not
which
me.
is like the
That challenge
weirdest
didn't
twist.
make any sense to me.
No, yeah, Maxwell won, and then I was going. I went here, and I knew I was going here, but I was really trying to convince Sammo to save me.
Oh yeah, I remember, at the beginning of the round, like right after the previous tribal, Maxwell hits me up in like DMs. He's like, "Look, if I were in your shoes, I would be torn about voting out like Britt or Niki, blah, blah. Like both of them have played good games. They're both threats. He's like, plus in terms of numbers, why not just stick to your OGs?" And then he's like saying, "Niki's a huge threat. She has to go home. She beats all of us." And then he's like, "I think any of us have a better chance against Britt, and that's even if she makes it all the way. There's no guarantees. I'm flexible on that one." And then he's like, "That's my pitch." And he goes, "If I'm not sitting at the end, I'm voting for Niki if she's there, blah, blah, blah." And like, this is all stuff that like I figured he was probably going to say. But also he doesn't know a lot of what went on behind the scenes, at least like through our alliance.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, this is like, what, like through his lenses, this makes sense. And so I'm like, honestly, I completely agree. Niki beats all of us in the end. There's no question about it. And I was like, I just voted Claire last round because she was throwing out my name. I didn't want her in this game anymore. And I felt like my chances of surviving with Niki in the game this round, like this next round, would be higher than if the decision was only up to Claire, because 100% Claire would have voted me out. And then ended up making a final 2 deal with Maxwell, and then also made a final 2 deal with Britt. That one was actually the funniest one because I kind of felt like I was like, okay, I don't think this is actually gonna work out because I didn't want to take her anyways.
Grandma,
But
you're such a slut. I'm just kidding.
no, for real, my whole theme was just like literally just like, oh my, like, you want to be together? Yes, I'll do anything for you. Yeah, just nodding along. And
I love Taylor Swift so much.
I love Taylor Swift. What's your favorite album? Oh my God, Red. Me too.
Like my least favorite.
I went to her Eras tour. I was so great. Oh my God. I tried to get tickets.
Red is like her third best album. We just need to make sure we all agree about that.
No chance. Red is like
fucking
second worst.
it's-
Debut and then Red.
What the fuck are you on? No. It is Speak Now, Lover, Red.
I think the only one I was like really honest about was really liking Champagne Problems, and that was actually because that one was genuinely in my playlist. But every other song I did not. I had to Google, like, dead ass. I was going off the seat of my pants, really.
So I get it from Britt. So Sammo, why did you flip on Niki? Why didn't you ride and Peggy to final 3?
Because people still think this is a move that wasn't very good.
That's the thing that gets me so confused, because this was a good move in theory if whatever happens at firemaking does not happen, because Niki goes home. I'm in a position where Jackson has to stick with me, he literally has to stick with me or like be in a minority with Maxwell and Britt. And so I had already assumed that he's like has whatever his affairs in order. I have my affairs in order, so I'm banking on this. And so my plans were just to get everybody to trust me and have like every possible angle open for me to like move around. And so far it's worked. And then I was like really debating on like who to go home, especially since Britt had already won immunity. And I was like, okay, there is a good chance, like if Maxwell beats her in the next round, that's totally fine. We can go to fire making, but there's a very good chance Britt just wins challenges anyways. And I was like, I think my game on paper would be better than Britt's if we go to final tribal. And then same thing with Jackson. I felt like I had more control, especially since I saved him at the very beginning and like literally was like I don't want to say the founder of that first alliance with Ann Peggy, but like I was a huge influence in getting us three together and why we succeeded. So I was just like, okay, I think in theory, there is a very good chance I win with almost any combination of people here. I just have to get there. And so I was like, Jackson most likely won't win. Like most likely Britt will. But I was like, if I can go to fire against Jackson or Maxwell, then that's fine. That's what
I guess I was confused with if there would have been no file if you had not voted for me, because you were convinced Britt was going to flip, and obviously Britt didn't. But if I was okay in this round, I was doing N Peggy to the end. There was never going to be a file.
Yeah, I think what I was worried about was possibly going to fire against you. Like you versus Britt, I think was my.
But it was never going to happen because I was not going to flip. So I think you didn't have that idea, but I think what people are saying are like critiquing the move for is because they knew it was never going to go to file if I didn't get voted out there, because I wasn't going to vote for you and I wasn't going to vote for Jackson. I was going to vote for Britt to get out. So that's just from what I was, because yeah.
I think also another worry of mine was also just because you had such a big presence on purpose because of me and Jackson.
Absolutely.
And I think part of me was also afraid that because your threat level was so big, they wouldn't even hear like my speech out. They would just see that you got there and be like, oh, well, you just dragged the other two with you, and not even hear out like, well, we put her in that position on purpose. And like we were behind everything else. They would just see Niki. And so that's one of the big reasons why like I ended up voting the way I did. The second one was because, I still had final 2 deals with Britt and with Maxwell. And I was like, okay, I have at least one inroad there. Like I feel like I can get at least one of them to flip, which did not happen, but I got fire, which was Jackson's way of, solidifying my jury vote to him, which good on him. It worked. But I did technically win fire making until we redid it.
Correct.
Which are we at Final Four at this point?
We're good.
Okay.
I mean, I have nothing more to say. I don't know if it does.
So at this point,
I would like to personally apologize for that disaster. We had planned for season trivia to be final immunity. My mistake was not looking over the questions that Peanut had prepared. I was getting busy because I was at this point working a full-time job, and I was just exhausted after a long day and didn't want to do it, and that's on me. I just thought he had it. That's on me. I should have definitely double-checked. So I would like to personally apologize to both you and Maxwell. I apologize to you the day this happened, because obviously I would feel like shit based off what happened.
Yeah, we've already discussed this in DMs and also several times.
Yeah, of course.
As well with like some of the other hosts. Just like in general, the way it should have been run. And I think like I had already won the first time. And honestly, I think I was the one put at a disadvantage because my points were taken away. And like in the moment, I did not want to contest because I didn't want to be like a difficult player. But honestly,
of course, I get you.
I should have been, because it would have.
In that situation, I wouldn't have blamed you.
Yeah. And I think like I have so much respect for Maxwell. And, I don't have any hatred or any negative feelings towards him because it wasn't his fault.
No, it was 100% our fault.
100% not his fault.
I apologize for that.
And no, yeah, I get you. And for me, it was winning it and being like all of the anxiety, like leaving my body and being like, okay, like I did it. I made it. Like I basically won at this point. And then minutes later, kind of Maxwell being like, this is unfair. and then you guys like, let's redo the whole thing after I win. And I remember not wanting to contest, and I remember getting a message from Loaf and him being like, what the fuck is going on? And then I get a message from Jackson also saying like, what the fuck is going on? Because everybody's confused at this point. And I'm like,
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. And then they're like, what if we just scrap the whole thing and just do a puzzle? And
Okay, so I'm gonna so there's a reason why this ended up happening. I was on a VC in a completely different server while running this, and the entire time as I'm going through these questions, they're like, just fucking cut it and do a puzzle. The entire fucking challenge. And like between that and the obvious dumpster fire that was going on with that,
because like I think like 4 of the questions were incorrect or debatable or
Yes.
some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And yeah, so between those two things, I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. Scrap it. I'll ask if you guys want to redo it. If not, we'll go with the score we have, and I'm done. I don't care either way. I just want this shit over with.
yeah, I think for me, my thing was, it was just it was redone after I won.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Maxwell being so upset and being like, this was just like totally unfair. This was like not cool. This shouldn't have happened, yada yada. And like, as someone who's been playing for this long, I'm not the type to just be a jerk and be like, well, suck it up, like you lost, blah blah blah. I'm not ever going to do that to somebody.
No.
Ever. And he 100% deserved a shot. He deserved a shot, like another, like at least another shot. And that was the way I felt, even though it was, it was unfair to me, but I felt so bad that I wanted to make it right, at least. And it 100% cost me the game, but it also wasn't really my mistake.
And I will say, because of that, you were also in contention for most robbed. The only reason you didn't get it is because, as you can see here, you already had 2 awards, and we felt, yeah, we should probably give this to someone else.
I will say as well, I think at this point, I think coming into fire making, like a conversation that Ross and I had, which we're going to eat our words at the end of this, was that fire making was deciding. Actually, no, I think because Britt just won immunity. We were like, does Britt win this season, or is there a challenge? Because we knew that her and Sammo, now that Niki was gone, were fucking terrifying to go up against.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Britt, I think the general attitude in Ponderosa was that Britt was like the head of illicit affairs.
Yes.
And was helping run a lot of the OG Sondheim alliances. And
then
that with Niki gone, Sammo was the head of and Peggy. So
and especially with Niki literally just releasing all of the information that we had been withholding from the beginning of Merge.
Oh yeah,
100% gave me so much more cred that I 100% needed, and especially because like Niki's presence was so huge in the season, so having her out right at that moment gave, like, at least in my opinion, the way I saw it, gave her less time to be, or gave her more time to not be mad at me. And also be able to literally just spill everything we did to everybody in the jury.
Yeah,
so which was a good move. And I will kind of jump back onto Ross. Literally, he was saying like I had too many awards, but you gave me worst move for something that was not a worst move.
Yeah.
I've already talked to Adelaide about this.
We kind of regretted it. I'll admit, we regret it.
Yeah, because I will say, like, briefly, Sammo, because our conversation was basically, that was a conversation that we had initially. And then in retrospect with how the final votes came out, that actually wasn't what we thought it was. And we just needed to basically decide on that when the season finishes, not like a couple days ahead of time. And you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, that's on us.
Yeah, I will say I 100%, I don't want to say 100%. Obviously, I wished Jackson would have won because I felt like Jackson had a really great game on paper. But I expected, if not Jackson, I expected Britt to win for sure. Yeah. Like
I did as well.
I will say, all love to Maxwell. Him winning that FTC was so shocking me. First off, because it was his first ever FTC.
Yeah.
Because it was his first ever award. Second of all, Britt getting third. just
That
floored
was
me.
the most
Yeah.
surprising thing to me. I think at
That
the very
floored
least,
me.
they deserve second.
That
I think-
literally floored me. I'm like, so
I
it's,
got-
my thought process is it's either a Jackson upset or Britt win. Maxwell played a great game. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't think he had the experience with FTC.
I
that the
think what
others
Jackson had going for him is not splitting the votes, because with Sammo and Niki on the jury, that alliance, like the OG Webbers, were gonna flock to him. Britt and Maxwell did have that unfortunate separation, or like,
Yeah.
because they were close
That is true.
together.
That is
But
true.
again, I do want to hear from Britt, like what your thoughts were going into FTC.
Well, so I think the reason, speaking to like Sammo saying why I didn't win was Ella was closer with Maxwell than she was with me, and Lola was closer with Maxwell than she was with me.
So you think it's more so
Just
when
so-
those two went to jury,
Well-
they kind of talked more on Maxwell, less on you?
Not even that, but I think like if you look at Maxwell and my games, like they're so similar because we worked together. Literally we weren't separated the entire game.
Yeah.
And so when you look at our games and they are so similar, it is going to come down to like who has the stronger relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're comparing one apple to another, like, oh, like which apple do you like more? Type thing, you know?
Yeah,
Mm.
of course.
That was like at least my perspective. I mean, I even said this in my confessional, like if Maxwell had lost fire, like even though I gave him fire, that was a choice I gave him because like for me, like people that know me, like when I play these games, like it usually isn't like all about just winning for me. Like I play them to like have like a social type thing and like to meet new people, and like I've met some really awesome people, and like so for me, like giving Maxwell fire was just like, I don't know, like we built a like really close relationship, and like people probably don't know this, but like Maxwell sent me a Christmas gift, and like Maxwell sent me a cameo from Jay Cocaine like after the season, like just like
awesome.
thanking me for like the relationship that we built. So like me giving him fire wasn't just like me giving him the game, it was like just me like, because that's like what I felt like in my heart I wanted to do. But then like I even said in my confessionals, like if Maxwell loses here, like that's not the worst thing for my game, like
Yeah.
but then he didn't, so
Maxwell's really sweet.
Maxwell is great.
Yeah, I wonder what would have happened had it been like the opposite. Because like,
Like,
I would have voted you, Sammo.
oh, I know that. I know you.
I think Sammo
Yeah.
probably wins in that situation.
I think
I
Sammo would
think
win.
Sammo wins. Like,
Well, wait, here's the question.
I think she
Have
probably wins on a 5-3.
Well, wait, here's the
That's
question though: does Jackson being there split the vote at all?
Yeah, that's the thing that gets
No.
me.
No, because I would have been there. I very
So you
much.
you would have just hands down vouched for Sammo over.
Yes,
Jackson.
and
Okay.
that's what I was doing. Sammo was, I was the head. I was a figurehead of NPEGI. Sammo was backing me up and giving me these ideas. Like
So
Sammo was
basically,
my
you were the
speechwriter.
figurehead, but she was the real runner of that.
Absolutely. I mean,
Got it.
I could. To be fair, if I was against Sammo, I would be saying that wasn't true. But like,
I mean, that's how the
Yeah.
game is played. So.
Yeah.
but no, Sammo was like, I wouldn't have discredited Jackson, but I would have said every idea was Sammo's, and Jackson and I helped it through. So that's that. I would be, however, I would struggle. I couldn't differentiate Britt and Maxwell's game because I wasn't privy to that.
I felt like the way I differentiated their games was just that Britt was definitely more physically better, and also just I felt like strategically as well, just because I mean me and Britt have played like once together before, like not based on that, but also just because the way we spoke and the way I could tell, like she just like her relationship with Maxwell, there was like something I could just tell. She definitely felt like the more strategic head of the duo, especially after Ella was gone. Maxwell definitely kind of felt more. It felt more emotional, more social from his side, which definitely Maxwell. Like he connected really well with people, which was it helped him in the end, and it was more of like the strategic head. And so I guess that's why I gave more creds to Britt, because I respect well, obviously as like a social person, I respect social game, but in comparison to Britt, I felt like she made more of the decisions, or at least a bigger presence than Maxwell, who, in my opinion, kind of like, at least my interactions with Maxwell, he was like, oh, well, you can just vote us all out then, or you should do this because this is like literally like kind of like pleading for us to do something that would help him.
Yeah.
And so, like, then with my, conversations with Britt, it'd be like, okay, well, this wouldn't really benefit you because this, and we'd have like strategic talks. And like,
Britt would listen. Maxwell would leave me on red because he's like, I'm voting for you. Britt would at least talk to me when I was getting voted out. And like, see what I'm saying? Like, I value that so much more.
Of course.
I love a good social game.
Yes.
If I'm playing in game, I love having like strategic talks. Strategic talks mean so much.
I think if it was a final 2 between Britt and Maxwell, I would vote for Britt.
I would vote Britt 100%.
Thanks.
You rocked this game. You really did. You really did.
I like to say very briefly, looking through jury, Lola would have changed her vote for Sammo if she was there.
Period.
Yeah.
And
that was shocking.
Yeah.
Bones actually flipped from wanting to be a Brit voter to voting for Maxwell. So things are pretty fluid with what's there currently.
Oh yeah, this definitely had the potential to be like the closest FTC.
I mean, basically it was, but at the same time,
it was. But at the same time, you also got to put into the factor of it tied. So.
Yeah, I think Jackson also credited a lot of his moves to working so closely with Sammo and Niki.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it would have been hard for him to avoid that. He might have still gotten a vote or two, but I do feel like it probably.
I mean, against either of them, Jackson probably gets third.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think in a, like, let's say an FTC of Sammo, Jackson, and Britt, I think Jackson gets third, and
I think it's probably a 4-3-1 on Sammo, but it's close.
So you think it's another tie where Sammo and Britt tie?
No. Because we only had 8 jurors.
Yeah, but a 4-3-1 is. Oh wait.
Peanut's chart is incorrect. It should be a 4-3-2.
What the heck? Yeah, it should be a 4-3-2. Why is it?
Yeah.
Peanut. All right.
Such a mess.
Maxwell is our winner. We're the tiebreaker. Jackson is second. Britt is third.
The second Randomvivor winner to win through a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to add at the end of the show, Ross?
Not really. I mean, it's a great season. I think we ranked it somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
That's because of certain things, but yeah.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough.
I think when I ranked, because I put my ranking in the season 9 server. That might change actually for me talking about it because I didn't realize how engaging our game was, especially post merge.
So
I'd probably still place it number 4 personally. I'd bump it up one spot. I don't think we've had a lot of like genuinely bad seasons.
So I think that we have. Sorry, you can finish.
I think we have a glut of like really great players, and sometimes we might have boring like Pagongis or whatever. Yeah. I think our most interesting seasons avoid that. Ross, fuck you about season 4. And this is a season that I think it was so fluid that we're talking about like such a massive change in how the jurors are approached if Fire Make Me flips a different way. Or how Lola and Clara playing the middle didn't really change anything, but which group of 3 goes to the end? If they're a combination of a 2-1 versus a 1-2, like what's the difference there? I think that's so interesting looking back in so many what ifs. I'm so interested in what's going on that I have to put it higher. Just barely missing the podium because Ross and I are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
I would say for the jury, like this is probably the most like open-minded and like least bitter. I mean, I don't really think anyone was bitter. Like jury.
Not this season. I'm trying to think about like bitter jurors in our org. The only ones I can really think of are
Season 4.
Season 4, Mikey.
I got 3 votes off of bitter bitches. Like,
Oh my god! No, because
literally-
the fucking Listening parchment was like, so you at least get 1 vote, and then you get 2
it
more.
was
for
Listeny's
bit-
pity votes.
for
I
bitter.
flipped Kara
Bitter
somehow,
Jones
and I
was
got
so funny. Oh, you flipped Car because Car was never gonna vote for Silver.
She's like, I don't want to vote for Adelaide, but fuck Silver.
Real.
Literally.
So real.
Literally. Oh, one thing before we wrap up. So as you may or may not know, next season is in fact Second Chance.
Yeah.
Is there anyone from this season you'd like to see get a second shot?
What is the requirements for second chances?
Dominic.
I mean,
no.
he's eligible.
Nikki,
wanna
it's
see
literally
Dominic.
just players who have only played 1 season, so none of the captains are eligible.
Yeah, no captains.
Ella.
No captains. Ella. Okay.
Ella.
Okay.
Oh, and maybe Lola. Lola's been was
Ooh,
fun.
Lola ate up our season. Honestly, I would see her again. I would want to see her do better.
I would.
My real answer. Oh, I want to see Henry.
You want to see Henry? Okay.
I think Henry's a good pick. He
Henry's
has
chaos.
so much potential.
But I know that y'all had some struggles, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
his only struggle was just like his time zone. But he's such a lovely person to talk to. I would love to see him like really go through a season and destroy it. Honestly, I think he
Gotcha.
could.
I just
Eh.
feel like Ella would have gone so much farther if I didn't
Not,
do my
if not
move.
for Ann Peggy.
If not for Aunt Peggy, like
Well,
for
you see, if
second
Ella-
chances, Ella was robbed because she was too big of a threat, which I think is perfect for second chances. So I'm
Of
saying
course.
Ella.
Oh, of course.
If Ella doesn't go there, I think probably Illicit Affairs at least makes it to Final 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Britt, do you have a pick?
I said Ella before anyone else. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, Nikki, what's your original idea?
No, I said either Ella or Lola. Those are my two.
So
picks.
the 3 are Ella, Lola, and Henry.
Dominic.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
Dominic
Sammo.
Slur.
Dominic Soar. Yeah, we talked to him about that.
All right, Ross, let's wrap this up. Let's go to bed.
Hey,
I'm sleepy.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're hitting
so-
2 hours.
yeah, congratulations. You have officially beaten the record for the longest Randomvivor Rewind episode by
Yeah.
nearly a full hour.
Yeah,
Oh my
Ross
God.
promised me this thing would be 90 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I said an hour and a half to 2 hours. We're at 2 hours and 45 minutes right
Yeah,
now.
I miss Survival.
I'm sorry.
Queen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In my defense, I did tell you could bow out if you needed to.
But
Well,
we haven't even
Survivor's
gone to my
on-
vote out yet.
Survivor's on later for Nikki and I
Yeah.
and Sammo. But
Well-
I couldn't watch it tonight anyways because I promised my husband I would wait.
I always watch the day after with Low.
All right. We gotta wrap this up. All right. Thank you guys again for joining,
Thank you.
Thank
and we'll
you.
see you next time.
Signing out.
Bye.
Let's go.